things, and certainly we need to pay attention to scout report and take away strengths of certain guys and make them play to maybe not their strengths. But the biggest thing is just go play with a free mind, and go have some fun this time of year.
Let's have some fun indeed. Coach, best of luck to you.
Thanks.
Let's head Coach Bill Self. More pregame coming up next on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
It's Truck Month with the Ford crew.
Sam, do you know what these trucks have in common?
They are all Ford trucks.
And
they're built Ford tough?
Also true, but specifically they're Ford F-Series trucks, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years.
48 years? We should celebrate a month-long event.
Sam.
A truckload of value.
Sam.
Across the entire lineup of Ford trucks.
Sam.
That's called Truck Month already, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I knew it.
Based on 1977 to 2024 CY Industry reported total sales.
Do you have a reason to smile? If you have healthy teeth, you definitely do. And if you're covered by Delta Dental of Kansas, you have another reason to smile. Delta Dental of Kansas has many fabulous dental insurance coverage plans with a range of options to fit your life. You decide what you need. The whole process is so super easy. Plus, Delta Dental has the largest network of dentists in the entire nation. Yep, another reason to smile. Go to deltadentalks.com and click on Shop for Insurance to get started.
Tempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
You say you never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, know it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Amica Mutual Pavilion. Time for our Have a Game Plan segment. 7th-seeded Kansas versus 10th-seeded Arkansas. Bill Self, 7-6 all-time versus Coach Calipari, including 7-5 as the Kansas head coach versus Coach Cal. What are the biggest keys for a Kansas win tonight?
Well, we talked about it earlier, and with Coach, it's defense. We got to stay in front, limit their open looks, limit their penetration, keep them in front, and get on the glass. We talk about it every week. I'm a broken record. Rebounding and taking care of the basketball. And this Arkansas team is athletic and long, and they'll try to disrupt, and they'll try to get turnovers just like everybody does. But we have to take care of the ball, avoid live ball turnovers, avoid empty possessions, and then go to work in the paint with Hunter Dickinson.
If Boogie Fland was truly fully healthy and had played a couple of games, he would be, to me, the scariest Razorback to worry about. He's kind of a wild card tonight. So with that being said, which Razorback concerns you the most?
I think it's probably Wagner. Wagner's a guy that can get his own shot. He's a streaky shooter. He's a volume shooter. And he's, just 2 years ago, like not the number one recruit in the country, but probably the most prolific scorer coming out of high school 2 years ago. Had an average year at Kentucky, but he's still a really, really good player. And if he gets it going, watch out, because he can really score.
He was a consensus top 5 overall prospect, a 5-star everywhere you looked, and he's been the guy with Thero out and obviously Fland out as well. Plus, John L. Davis, you remember him from FAU's Final Four run 2 years ago. K-State fans remember him up close and in person. He's a force to be reckoned with as well. The starting lineups when we come back on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, this is Coach Bill Self. We're used to talking about all things basketball, but right now I want you to hear these 4 important words about the growing crisis of drug overdose. 1 pill can kill. Kansans are dying every week from drugs laced with deadly fentanyl. Please educate your loved ones to steer clear of street drugs, never buy pills online without a prescription, and always use a reputable pharmacy. Just 1 pill can kill.
Just like Bill Self and his coaching staff place their best players in the right positions for success, so does the Brush Group with their multifaceted marketing team of Sun Graphics, Don Levy Litho, and Brush Art Corporation. Sun Graphics is the proud printing partner of Kansas Athletics and is known for marketing support that is nothing short of exceptional. Make sure you are scoring with all your marketing efforts by contacting Sun Graphics today. Proud sponsor of Kansas Athletics.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Providence, Rhode Island, as the Jayhawks get set to take on the Arkansas Razorbacks in this opening round of the NCAA tournament. John Calipari brings his Razorbacks in at 20-13. They get it all started with the Florida Atlantic transfer. John L. Davis led his team to a Final Four just 2 years ago. Trevon Brazile, a guy we saw in Missouri, had a couple good years at Arkansas now. Jonas Adu, another guy we've seen at another school at Tennessee last year when we played them in Hawaii. Carter Knox, and then the aforementioned DJ Wagner, a guy, one of the most prolific scorers coming out of high school, has had a good couple of years, but really got to watch number 21. He can really score the basketball. The Jayhawks go with their familiar lineup of DeJuan Harris, Zeke Mayo, and Rylan Griffin at the guards, KJ Adams at the 4, and the big fella in the middle that everything needs to feed through, Hunter Dickinson. There hasn't been a big guy play as well as Hunter in the last 6-7 games in the country, and we need a big effort from the big fella here tonight. This has been the Delta Dental Jayhawks Shoot-Around. The opening tip is next, right here on the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
No matter your level of play, LMH Health and Ortho Kansas provide championship care to all members of the Lawrence community and beyond. Our experts in sports medicine and orthopedic care have partnered on the field with athletes for more than 45 years, providing innovative treatments and therapies for athletes of all ages. Call us at 785-843-9125 or visit lmh.org/orthokansas to learn more. LMH Health, a partner for lifelong health.
Hello, Kansas. Looks like we're in for another heat wave this season with a forecasted high of up to $300,000. That's right. The Kansas Lottery is bringing the heat with the Hot Sevens family of tickets rolling across our state. You could instantly win up to $300,000. Plus, there's even a chance at up to $20,000 in the second chance drawing through Play On. Talk about a scorcher. Don't forget your oven mitts when you head out today. See kslottery.com for details.
It's Truck Month with the Ford Crew.
Sam, do you know what these trucks have in common?
They're all Ford trucks.
And
they're built Ford tough.
Also true, but specifically they're Ford F-Series trucks, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years.
48 years? We should celebrate a month-long event.
Sam.
A truckload of value.
Sam.
Across the entire lineup of Ford trucks.
Sam.
That's called Truck Month already, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I knew it.
Based on 1977 to 2024 CY Industry Report total sales.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you. So why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. To get started, find an agent at shelterinsurance.com. Wear your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hi, this is Coach Bill Self. We're used to talking about all things basketball, but right now I want you to hear these 4 important words about the growing crisis of drug overdose. 1 pill can kill. Kansans are dying every week from drugs laced with deadly fentanyl. Please educate your loved ones to steer clear of street drugs, never buy pills online without a prescription, and always use a reputable pharmacy. Just 1 pill can kill.
For an NCAA record 35th consecutive tournament, your Kansas Jayhawks are dancing in March. This time as a 7 seed in the West region, only with an opener about as far east as you can go. The 21-12 Jayhawks will open tourney play in Providence, Rhode Island, against the same team they opened their season with in Fayetteville, the Arkansas Razorbacks. It's truly been a season all over the map for Kansas, who began the year preseason number 1, opposite of Arkansas, a team that many felt was on a fast descent toward the top 10. Instead, it's been a tumultuous road for both teams, one that's led Bill Self and John Calipari to meeting up in March yet again, only this time not in a title game, but rather in the opening round. KU's 12 losses are the most we've seen since 1989. And for the first time in 22 years in the Self era, KU is lower than a 4 seed in March, finding itself on the 7 line for just the second time ever. It was not, however, a season devoid of major moments. In November, Self became KU's winningest coach of all time and delivered several signature wins after that. His wagon's now loaded. His legacy cemented. Bill Self, KU's winningest coach of all time. Knipple for the tie. It misses, and KU wins 75-72. The blue-blooded battle goes to Kansas. Rejection by Biduga. He gets his own carry to the cup. Left-hand hammer dunk. A swat on one end. A poster on the other. What a sequence for Flory Biduga. 1 minute to play in overtime. Griffin a 5th 3. Why not? Rylan Griffin, have yourself a day. A career performance for Griffin. Zeke will try another 3. Got it again. Zeke Mayo on fire. Timeout, K-State again. Zeke shot fakes on a 3. Sprints to the right, shoots again. He hit again. 3 in a row for David Diggy. Point. AJ fakes on a 3. Now he pulls. Now he hits. The AJ Store game is upon us. Bob the Hunt catches in the paint. Left-hand floater, good. And that matches his career high. Hunter Dickinson, he's got 33. There's a lob and a slam. KJ Adams on the throwdown and an alley-oop feed from DeJuan Harris. You can rock. Chalk it up. The Jayhawks win an astounding 42 in a row on Senior Day. The Jayhawks know they have a chance to be remembered far more for what they do in March than anything that preceded it. So with that in mind, they begin a run tonight they hope will be a long and memorable one. One that could start by beating a team that handled them easily back in October when KU played shorthanded in an exhibition game at Arkansas. On that night, Hunter Dickinson, Rylan Griffin, and Shaquille Moore all sat out, and Arkansas coasted 85-69. Now, KU is the healthier team and the favorite on a neutral floor. But anything is possible when Self and Calipari get together. Coach Self beat his fellow former KU GA in the 2008 title game in San Antonio, and then Calipari returned the favor in 2012 in a title matchup in New Orleans. Now only one of them can march one step closer to San Antone in 2025, and we'll find out that winner next. It's the Jayhawks and the Razorbacks, right here on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
It's time to wave the wheat.
Here comes Kansas. Right hand layup. Good. A magic act defensively.
It's game time.
Left hand jammer. He fires it home with the southpaw. Drives right side, lobs up, and he throws it down hard. A two-hand jammer. Will he get it off? He does. He missed it. He missed it. You can rock. Chalk it up. The Jayhawks win.
Live play-by-play action of Jayhawk basketball is brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Delta Dental of Kansas. Unleash your smile power. Learn more about individual and family plans at deltadentalks.com. The Kansas Lottery. Download the Play On app and dream bigger. Wendy's, the official hamburger of Kansas Athletics. And by the University of Kansas Health System, the official healthcare provider of Kansas Athletics. Together with LMH Health.
Oh my goodness! A two-hand throwdown. He went coast to coast with a posterizing jam.
The madness starts now. The Jayhawks, the Razorbacks. It's the NCAA tournament, live from Providence, Rhode Island. Now, let's go live courtside alongside Greg Gurley. Here's the voice of the Jayhawks, Brian Haney.
Back in live at Amica Mutual Pavilion. Capacity 11,648. It will not be packed to the brim tonight, but good representation nonetheless from the Kansas fans, whose section is right behind the Jayhawk bench, and the Arkansas Razorbacks section, which is directly across from their bench on the opposite side of the arena. I kind of like how they did that. Keep the two fan bases in opposite corners just in case these things get wild later on tonight in what we expect to be a hotly contested game. Kansas leads the all-time series 8-6 over Arkansas. Bill Self leads the all-time head-to-head 7-6 over Calipari. But you know what, Greg? We owe them one or two. Not just from 2023, not just from October. Heck, toss in the bowl game, the Liberty Bowl. It's been not fun in recent postseasons against these Hogs. Today's our chance to get some revenge and redemption here in Rhode Island.
Yeah, no question about it. It's our turn, and we got to control the narrative by getting out in front. We've had some starts this year where we've struggled early and never been able to climb back. This isn't the type of team that is good playing from behind, so very important for those first 5 minutes to play well.
Obviously, Zeke Mayo needs to stay hot. 3 consecutive games of 5+ threes, now 10 such games on the season. So important is Zeke in this matchup, a guy that Arkansas really took away in that October exhibition game. But I love what you said about Rylan Griffin. He's been in the deep freeze of late. Griffin barely scratched in Kansas City. Scoreless versus UCF, 2 points versus Arizona. But you don't have to look too far back to remember March glory for Rylan Griffin. He played in 5 tournament games a year ago, including in the Final Four, and versus North Carolina en route to the Final Four, he was 5 of 8 from beyond the arc. What's it take to unlock that version of Rilo? Because what a huge difference he could be if they could tap into some of that Griffin potential.
Well, it all starts with getting the ball underneath the Hunter, having them double team, and getting Rylan some open looks, and he's got to see the ball go through the net. He's a streaky shooter. He can go out and give you 4 or 5 threes tonight, no problem. He's the best shooter on our team, along with Zeke Mayo, and just needs opportunity. And you got to play on both ends of the floor. Got to do the little things. We talk about A.J. Storr when he has a good game. He's made a couple layups, maybe not just settle for the 3. With Rylan, I'm okay with it, but see the ball go through the hoop with a layup or a good pass or a free throw, and just get his confidence back, because it's fractured a little bit.
We love to see that confidence return for Griffin, as it has recently returned for Zeke Mayo. One guy KU does not have to worry about, Adu Thero. He's a young man that averages nearly 16 a game. When healthy, he was Arkansas's best scorer, starting all 26 games he played in. But he suffered a left knee hyperextension. Today will mark his 7th consecutive missed game. And speaking of missing 7 straight, that's the number that Shaquille Moore has missed. He will return tonight. A much welcomed return, because against a backcourt and a perimeter group as fearsome as what Arkansas will trot out there, you love to have another great on-ball defender who's physical and quick. It's just a matter of how much can he go and how much will they lean on Shaquille Moore?
And maybe it's 6 to 10 minutes. It's not going to be a ton, but there might be a time in this game where, remember KJ Adams in 22, he'd come in and played, I think it was 26 seconds against Miami, got a big stop at the end of the half. It might be something like that.
Kansas breaking huddle in the home whites. If the higher seeds prevail tonight, including St. John's over Omaha, this will be the only time they wear white this weekend. They had to pack both the whites and the blues for the first time in the Self era, not being the higher seed in a first couple of round setting. Everybody got their March Madness haircuts. I got mine. Steve got his. Zeke Mayo rocking the cornrow braided look, kind of a different look for him that was put out on social media a couple of days ago when he received his career 2,000-point basketball prior to practice back in Lawrence. That was a special moment, and a new look for Zeke, hopefully a similar look from 3 from what we saw in Kansas City.
2,000 points, an amazing accomplishment, so I want to see him build on that.
Dickinson in the jump circle along with Jonas Adu, 2 players that both did not play in Fayetteville in October. Toss in the tap, won by Dickinson, who on paper has a 3-inch height advantage. Our crew today, Jeffrey Anderson, Bart Lennox, and Brett Smith, the 3 officials for today's game. KJ lobs inside to Hunter, backing down on Adu, turns with the right hand, missed it short. Rebound on the deck, and Arkansas's got it. Pretty good look at it from Hunt, but he misses from 6 feet right baseline.
Yeah, he let Adu just kind of push him out and went up with the right hand and short-rimmed it.
Adu, of course, started at Tennessee. Kansas saw him out there. Here's a dunk inside by Knox. Carter Knox slipped in behind the Kansas defense, and Arkansas strikes first, 2-0 Razorbacks.
Yeah, a little overplay on the wing, and then backdoor cut. Got to see ball and man.
Kansas trailing 2-0 early, attacking from right to left as we view the floor. Dickinson trying to get around Adu, had it knocked out of his hand by a Razorback. He thought he was fouled. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with KU. Razorbacks wearing their crimson uniforms with the white numerals, a Nike school. Kansas in the home whites, crimson and blue trim, an Adidas school. Dickinson dribbling in the high post. Hands back to DeJuan Harris, who had 26 in the first meeting. Dickinson for 3. It's good. Hunter Dickinson on a 3-point heater of late. 3 more for the big fella.
Yeah, that's what we thought we were getting out of him, but man, it's been great these last few games. Deadly from beyond the arc.
Arkansas inside. They kick it out in the corner. 3-pointer launched and drilled from Brazil. The former Missouri Tiger makes KU pay. He's been heating up the last couple of weeks. A much more effective score. 5-3 Hogs. KU with the ball. Dickinson steps through, kicks back. Harris wants a 3. Missed it short. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Arkansas. It will stay with Kansas. To your point on Dickinson, entering senior day, he was just a 21% 3-point shooter, but Dickinson's really been lighting it up of late. That's now 7 threes in his last 3.5 games.
Yeah, he's been great, playing with a great level of confidence. That'll only open things up on the perimeter. It's almost a turnover as Zeke Mayo was fading to the left corner.
KJ tried a lob pass that was deflected by 2 different Hogs. Kansas doesn't look super sharp to open these first couple of minutes.
Arkansas really pressuring Kansas. Everything is a challenge.
Into Hunt, 15-footer. Good, and he was knocked backwards as well. He ties the game. All 5 points for Kansas coming from Big Hunt.
Yeah, and all 5 outside of the lane.
5-5 the score. Driving inside, up and under, and in. Wagner on the blow-by, and that's the big concern. Kansas staying in front of the more explosive Arkansas guards.
Too much of a straight-line drive there.
Dickinson, another 3 launched. This one misses short. Rebound, Razorbacks. 7-5 Arkansas, and they've got the ball. John L. Davis had it poked loose from behind by DeJuan. A shot misses inside from Adu, and KU has the board. Up the court, Harris, up under. Oh, he missed it. And the rebound to Arkansas. Tough finish that time for DeJuan in traffic, but he misses the layup, and the Hogs have the rebound and a 2-point lead.
Yeah, Wagner went for the steal, and Dewan just got challenged at the rim.
Knox ahead to Adu inside, left-hand layup, good. And Bill Self is going to take a timeout. Bill Self is hot right now in the direction of KJ Adams. It is 9-5 Arkansas.
And they're getting anything they want on the offensive end. They're dragging Hunter out top just like we've seen every team do. They're attacking the middle, and once they get the ball, they're able to weave around our guys. Couple dunks, got the open three in the corner, and Bill Self has had enough. Less than 3 minutes into the game, and Arkansas is 4 or 5 from the field.
9-5 Razorbacks. Kansas 2 of 6, and those 2 makes both coming from Dickinson, who's attempted 4 of KU's 6 shots. Harris is opened 0 for 2, got blown by Wagner. This is such a legacy game for Dewan. If he wants to extend his career, he's got to find a way to keep up with these faster, stronger, more explosive Arkansas guards.
First half action is brought to you by Ameritrust Credit Union, the official financial well-being partner of Kansas Athletics. Proudly serving Jayhawk fans and the Lawrence community, federally insured by the NCAA.
And this broadcast of the NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship is authorized under broadcast rights granted by the NCAA through Westwood One's radio network. It is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of the NCAA and Westwood One is strictly prohibited. 9-5 Arkansas, 17-17 to go here in the first half on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
I had this patient. His cancer treatment had him in the hospital for a while. One day we learned his grandson's prom was coming up, so secretly we arranged for him and his date to stop by. I'll never forget that night, the smile on my patient's face, the hug that didn't want to end. Sometimes I wonder if I'm doing all I can. Then I help make a moment like that happen, and I know I am.
The University of Kansas Cancer Center. Why would you go anywhere else?
Hello, Kansas. Looks like we're in for another heat wave this season with a forecasted high of up to $300,000. That's right. The Kansas Lottery is bringing the heat with the Hot Sevens family of tickets rolling across our state. You could instantly win up to $300,000. Plus, there's even a chance at up to $20,000 in the second chance drawing through Play On. Talk about a scorcher. Don't forget your oven mitts when you head out today. See kslottery.com for details.
You know what I love about spring? It's the season of change, and that means it's time for a closet refresh. Enter Kohl's. With the extra 15% off they have going on, I saved on the latest styles for my entire family, like a cute dress for myself, linen shorts for my husband, and spring jackets for my kids. Just add sunshine and we're set. All thanks to Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. 15% offer ends March 23rd. See store or kohls.com for details.
Hi, this is two-time All-American Wayne Simeon, and you're listening to Kansas Jayhawk Basketball on the Jayhawk Sports Network.
9-5, Arkansas in front. KU with the ball coming out of the timeout. DeJuan Harris being hounded by Wagner. Gets it across the timeline. It throws off to Dickinson, who has all 5 of KU's points. Ryland takes a handoff. Back to Hunt at the head of the circle. Hands to Zeke. Steps through. His pass toward Hunt. Broken up. It's on the deck. Dickinson corrals it. Kicks in the corner. Ryland takes a 3. Missed it side iron. And the rebound to Arkansas.
Zeke got lucky on that pass. Hunter was able to get it, but those bounce passes in the lane haven't been very successful. Luckily, Ryland got a good look, just missed it.
You're throwing between a lot of legs and arms, and you're asking a 7-2 guy to go down and get it. 9-5 Razorbacks, 16:30 to go here in the first half. Wagner with the ball out front. Throws left side. Here's a shot from straight on. In and out, no good. Missing from Adu. Rebound Dickinson underneath. Got to find a way to establish him inside and then bringing him all the way out head of the circle. He's trying to hand off here to DeJuan. Rolls off the handoff, kicks to Ryland, fakes on a 3. Now inside to Hunt. Double team comes off to KJ. Turns into a defender. In the corner now. Ryland fakes on a 3. A long deuce launched and missed. Tipped by Hunter won't go. Rebound Arkansas. Ryland's opened 0 for 2. Wagner plows into DeJuan. Gets the bucket and the foul. It's an and 1 for Wagner. And Harris and Griffin right now really struggling out the gates as Arkansas goes up 6, and we get a timeout on the floor.
Yeah, Zeke Mayo has been the hot shooter in the previous 3 games. Had a good look on the kick out by Hunter and doesn't take it. Threw it to Ryland, who had just missed one. Bill just looked at Zeke and said, hey, shoot it.
Yep.
That's why you're out there. You're our best shooter. And then on the other end, big 5-point swing, maybe 6, as Wagner got the block on DeJuan Harris in the end one.
6-0 run over the last 2 minutes for Arkansas. Kansas 1 for their last 7. Hunter Dickinson doing everything he can to give the Hawks chances with a couple of rebounds that he tipped to himself and saved that would-be turnover on Zeke. But he needs some help. Ryland obviously is going to eventually get some shots to go, but his recent struggles have carried over into this game. And when your second leading scorer, Zeke Mayo, is turning down shot attempts and Juan continues to scuffle, that's no place to be if you want to keep up with a team full of future pros.
Yeah, you got to step up. And Zeke Mayo has been doing that over the last couple weeks and needs something out of this timeout after the free throw by DeJuan Wagner to get somebody else involved. All 5 points coming from Hunter on 2 of 5 from the field ain't going to cut it.
And I feel like it's Groundhog Day, Greg, because while they're not down double figures yet, how many times this season has Kansas dug themselves a 10, 12, 14-point hole right out the gates, and then you're playing catch-up? And
yeah, the next couple minutes are crucial for this Kansas team. We're only at the under 16 timeout, 4+ minutes in, but there's a lot that can happen over these next couple minutes. Bill's already burned a timeout, and that didn't work. So, ton of basketball to be played, not doom and gloom by any means, but hate this start.
11-5, Arkansas leading. Kansas playing at its 51st NCAA tournament. Of course, 35 consecutive tourney appearances, which is an NCAA record. Arkansas playing in their 37th NCAA tourney and their 4th appearance in the last 5 years. Nobody would have thought that these would be teams on the 7 and 10 line going back to the preseason when Kansas was number 1 and Arkansas looked destined for the top 10 the way they opened the year. But you look at the Razorbacks, Greg, and 28 of their 33 games, they've been missing at least one key piece of their rotation. And right now it's no Thero, but so far no Thero, no problem. Their leading scorer will not play tonight with that left knee hyperextension, but they've not needed him en route to a 5 of 7 start from the field. They're shooting 71% and holding Kansas to 22%.
Yeah, and the big news is Boogie Flan is going to be back, and everyone's talking about that, but he hadn't been on the floor yet, and this Arkansas team has it rolling.
So Wagner goes to the line. As Greg talked about in the pregame, this was a consensus 5-star, top 5 overall recruit. And like several Kentucky Wildcats turned Razorbacks, as soon as Coach Calipari parted ways with Kentucky, he set his sights on Fayetteville, and he's turned in a nice year at 11 points a game. He had 24 in the exhibition. He hits the free throw here. He's already got 5 tonight, all on DeJuan Harris. And with that, Arkansas extends its lead to 7. Zeke Mayo struggling to get around John L. Davis to get it across the timeline. Passes off to Harris right side. Ahead to KJ. Little shot put floater is good. And mark it down at the 15:37 mark. Finally a Jayhawk other than Dickinson scores.
Yeah, a little pocket pass by DeJuan Harris and the shot put shot. Here's a backdoor cut by Wagner. And oh, wow.
Once again, the speed of Wagner gets by Harris. He has to reach from behind and picks up his second foul.
Yeah, and luckily it was on the floor, but they do that kind of UCLA cut, kind of a vertical UCLA cut, top of the key. He cuts right down from the free throw line, and DeJuan Chasen had to pick up a foul, so here comes Diggy Coit.
Arkansas gets it into Davis, the former FAU star. Mayo trying to stay in front of him. He drives underneath. Double team trap comes. They kick it back to Wagner. Shot fakes. Penetrates. Now a 15-footer. In and out, no good. Arkansas fighting for the board. And out of bounds goes Brazil. It'll go back to Kansas with Arkansas leading 12-7.
Yeah, dodged one that time. Great crash by Brazil. Somebody's got to get a body on him. Luckily, he stepped out of bounds. Now Diggy Coit's got to run the point with John L. Davis on the pressure.
This is his major moment for the former mid-major talent. David Diggy Coit playing on the biggest stage, March Madness. Zeke inside the defense, turns and kicks back out to Coit. Now they lob it underneath to Dickinson. Double team trap comes, skips over the top. Ryland wants a three. In and out, no good. Rebound, Hunt. Right back up and in. Hunter Dickinson doing it all. And KU now down 3.
Got a cross-court pass, made the defense shift. That gave Hunter inside position on the weak side.
Adu from 15 feet, good over the top of KJ, a pure swish, 14-9 Razorbacks.
Adu had missed a couple of mid-rangers, that time got the shot put.
Zeke, he'll try a three, this one's good. Zeke Mayo reins it in from the wing. Stay hot, Mr. Mayo.
Yeah, simple play right there, a little fade screen, quick hitter off the make. Zeke is on the board.
14-12 Razorbacks. Here comes Kansas. Hawks heating up of late. Knox dribbling right side. Pass tipped by Mayo. Taken away by Diggy. Up the floor, Zeke to the cup. Left-hand layup, good. He crashes into the Arkansas cheerleaders, but Mayo with 5 straight, and this game is tied. On the other end, Brazil for 3. Misses with a thud. Adu, though, on inside rebound position, gets the board and dunks it down. Hogs go up 2.
Yeah, ball just bounced his way that time. But Adu is such a presence inside.
Mayo, left wing. Fakes on a 3, kicks it out to Diggy. Hawks down 2. Coit pulls up from 15. In and out, no good. Rebound, Brazil of Arkansas. 16-14 Razorbacks. Kansas is trailed by as many as 7. Back within 2, but the Hogs with the ball. Wagner, a deep 3. In and out, no good. Dodged bullet there for Kansas as it was halfway down and spun out. Here come the Hawks. KJ on a blow-by, goes up, has it blocked, but he's fouled. And free throws coming for KJ Adams.
Playing with a little pace off the missed 3. KJ just manufactured that opportunity, went right into the chest of Brazil, and he'll go to the line for a couple.
It's the first foul on Arkansas. It comes 7 minutes into the game. The only 2 previous whistles on either team had been on DeJuan Harris. We're about to get a look at the big 7'2" sophomore forward Ivisic, and also the return of Boogie Fland. So Arkansas with some major reserves about to check in. KJ's free throw is no good. It rolls all the way around the rim and spins off. So with those 2 also enter Billy Richmond. Kansas will counter with Flory Bidunga for Dickinson.
Richmond's been a guy that has really excelled since the injury to Boogie Fland, so keep an eye on that, and keep an eye on Flory Bidunga, something that he's got to step up and play some defense right now.
Major advantage Arkansas with this 5 on the floor and Hunter coming out. Second free throw for KJ. Good. He's raised his average this season from 60% on his career all the way up to 72%, but goes 1 for 2 on that trip. Hawks down a single point. Wagner down the right sideline. Throws out to Brazil at the head of the circle. Gets around Flory. Picks up his dribble and has to pass backwards to Boogie Fland, who torched Kansas for 22 back in October. A 5-star recruit. Here's a pass in the corner. Richmond a long 3, misses. Rebound, Bidunga of Kansas.
Yeah, smart play. Didn't dribble anymore. Found the point guard. Oh, it's a turnover by Zeke Mayo. Diggy Coit and Zeke not on the same page. Could have taken the lead.
Kansas had been without a turnover over the first 7+ minutes, but a giveaway there, and that will give Kansas a chance to sub in A.J. Storr as he comes on for Ryland Griffin. 1-point Arkansas lead, 12:25 to go in the opening half. Ivisic, who's 7'2", but shoots 38% from deep. Backdoor cut, Wagner kicks it out to Brazil, wide open. 3-pointer misses. Rebound tipped about. KU's got it. Diggy wants to push. Here comes Kansas. KJ out to Zeke. Tries some separation with a step back, but can't get free of Richmond. Off to A.J. Storr, into a double team. He finds KJ. 15-footer misses. Rebound Flory, and he's fouled. And if that's going to be on Brazil, that could be his second.
Love the activity by Flory. Got the rebound on the defensive end a couple possessions ago. And after the miss by KJ, you're right, Brian, that'll be 2 on Brazil.
That's a big loss. Brazil's been one of their best players down the stretch of the regular season, the former Missouri Tigers. So John Calipari and his burgundy-colored sport coat crosses his arms in frustration.
Listen up, Jayhawk fans. On game days, stop by Wendy's and buy one Baconator and get a second Baconator for just $1. And let's all cheer for bacon big plays all season long. Wendy's, the official hamburger of Kansas Athletics.
So we're at the under-12 media timeout. Arkansas, in quite a scoring funk over the last 3 minutes, has allowed Kansas to get back to within one. 16-15 Razorbacks, 11:57 to go. And, Greg, something we should point out in terms of fatigue and how many minutes do guys really need to come off the floor. The commercial breaks during the NCAA tournament are significantly longer. So Bill Self was already resting Hunt prior to this media timeout. Maybe he comes in sooner than you would typically with the longer breaks.
Yeah, strategic in that when you take him out right above the 12 minutes. So veteran move by Bill Self and Hunter Dickinson. Give him some rest.
16-15 Arkansas, 11:57 to go on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
Smoke is black. I want my baby back. The sauce is red. I want my family bed. Oh, what can I do? I slam a baby back. A big barbecue.
From hickory smoked baby back ribs to mac and cheese, peach cobbler, all the great sides, check out Big's Barbecue in Lawrence on Iowa Street.
The Jayhawks have been lighting up scoreboards. Well, since scoreboards were invented. And Shirley Signs has been lighting up the Midwest and shipping signs nationwide since 1972. With 2 locations, Shirley Signs can help you with any location in Kansas. From channel letters to awnings and everything in between. Multiple locations? No problem. Check out www.shirleysigns.com or call 1-800-779-7446.
Hey Jayhawk fans, it's Coach Self, introducing a fresh new way to save with your Dillon's points. Now you can choose between saving on fuel or saving on your next purchase with new Rewards Cash. You'll still earn points every time you shop at Dillon's. When you're ready to redeem your points, you can choose to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump or redeem your points to save on your next purchase. See the Dillon's website for more details. Your points, your choice. Dillon's, fresh for everyone.
Welcome back to Providence, Rhode Island. A city and a building that Bill Self has played in before, going back to his Tulsa days. Kansas fans enjoying this stop along the NCAA road for the first time, and that includes you and I and Steve. Did some research this week. How small is the state of Rhode Island? You could fit nearly 80 Rhode Islands inside the Sunflower State. 79.6 to be exact if you go off square mileage. But we're happy to be here in the smallest state in the Union and excited to see what the Jayhawks can do as they right now have clawed back to within one versus Arkansas. Zeke Mayo to play it in. Diggy collects on the left wing. Arkansas on a man-to-man. Keep Dunga on the floor ahead of Dickinson. He's giving Kansas some nice minutes early. AJ inside, misses, but he's fouled. Ivisic in the vicinity, and they will indeed put it on the big 7'2" Croatian.
Yeah, AJ just put his head down, got downhill, just like Bill Self wants when they run that 3-weave motion out top, and got into the body of Big Z.
So Storr to the free throw line, right-handed shooter, misses the first. And KU's open 1 of 3 from the free throw line. The Jayhawks as a team shot 71% from the foul line this year, but got to be better than what they've opened with thus far. One more coming. This one would tie it. He does. 16 all to score. KU once down 7, has knotted it up. With 11:44 to go here in the first half. Arkansas walks it up the floor. Billy Richmond, the freshman out of Memphis, Tennessee, handling the ball. Kansas in a man-to-man. Push pass finds Fland for 3. It misses. Rebound Zeke Mayo. A good box out by Flory. Opened up space for Zeke.
Yeah, Flory and KJ underneath kept their men off. And here's Zeke with a good look. Turns another one down.
Instead passes inside to KJ. He dribbles inside the paint, kicks to Zeke. A deep 3 is good. Zeke Mayo from way downtown. He shot that from Providence College. And KU goes up 3.
What do I know? I said he turned one down. But a couple seconds later, he hits a deep one, his second of the night.
He worked out at the home of the Friars earlier today.
The mismatch underneath it.
Diggy guarding Ivisic. They kick it out to Boogie Fland, who slips and stumbles. KJ guarding him. You still got the 5'8 Diggy guarding the 7'2 center. Here's Wagner for three. Good. And you got to get out and contest it. Bill Self puts his fingers to his temples, says, guys, think.
Well, the screen came, and Dewan didn't use it and just got a wide open look.
Bidunga. Hands off now to Store. Drives through the paint, dumps down to Flory. Left hand jammer over the top of Ivicius. He throws it home, and KU goes up two.
And he got hit. Thought that was going to be an and one, but great play by A.J. Store getting downhill, and the perfect delivery to Flory.
It started out as a two-hand jam, but his right hand got knocked off the ball, and he powered through with the left-handed flush. Shaquille Moore will check in at the next dead ball, as will Hunt. Inside Boogie, he's fouled hard, and free throws coming for Boogie Fland, who missed the layup. But pick a Jayhawk. There were two that made a sandwich out of Boogie Fland. Would not recommend Boogie sandwiches. He'll shoot two, will the outstanding freshman who's missed the last 15 games. Foul's going to be apparently on Zeke Mayo, his first. Fland had a thumb injury that sidelined him for the 15 games. He swishes the first here. 21-20, Kansas leading. Shaquille Moore and Hunter Dickinson return. KJ and Zeke will take a seat, so Flory stays in the game to combat with some of that length of Ivisic and Adu. One more coming for Fland. He's got tape on his right thumb. He swishes them both. You don't want to see him see the ball go through and get his confidence back. He's missed his only field goal attempt. Tie game, though, as he hits both free throws, 21 all. A.J. Store at the top, fakes on a three, gets it back from Hunt. Now he pulls. Now he hits. A.J. Store with the triple.
Three big-time plays. Got to the free throw line, then delivered it to Flory. Now knocks the three down.
This is the guy they thought they were getting, right?
Little Remy Martin.
Let's hope so. 24-21, Kansas. Wagner ahead to Adu. Flat rock shot is good. KU was swiping down on the ball, and he just extended upward and threw it in from 12 feet. 1 point KU lead, 24-23. Store off to Bidunga, finds Shaquille Moore. Playing for the first time in 8 games. Inside Flory, left-hand layup misses. Tip try by Hunt won't go. And then a foul on the floor on Arkansas. Hunter pleading that he was in the act of shooting, but the officials say, no, you were in the act of rebounding. It's going to be KU ball after a fourth-team foul on Arkansas.
Doing a nice job on the offensive glass. Forced a couple fouls, had a couple putbacks.
1 point KU lead, 9:02 to go in the half. Inside Hunt, 15-footer, high arcing shot, swished in there. 2 more for Big Hunt. He's got 9, and KU extends its lead. 26-23 Jayhawks, 8:48 to go here in the first half. Wagner dribbling between the circles. Throws off to Boogie Fland left side. Gets a handoff. Passes ahead to Adu. Another floater. Good. He's a problem, Greg. Adu already has torched Kansas for now 5 of 8 shooting. He's got 10 early points. It's a 1 point KU lead.
Yeah, all mid-range kind of KJ type shots.
Boogie runs into Hunter. Inside Shaq. A pump fake. A rejection. Ball goes out of bounds off of Arkansas.
Yeah, Shaq got him up in the air, but that didn't really matter. Luckily for Kansas, they'll keep it. But Adu has been a problem. After 5 or 6 minutes on the bench, DeJuan Harris back in the lineup. Really good minutes by Diggy Coit running the point in DeJuan's absence. DeJuan will have to be careful with those 2 fouls and know that John Calipari and his staff, they're going to go right at him.
Lately, they've been going right by him with the explosiveness of Wagner. See if he can slide his feet and stay in front without fouling in these final 8 minutes of the half. Shaq inside, a pump fake, turned around and turned it over. Adu ripped it away. He should have just gone up, but he was a little timid after getting blocked before. Here come the Razorbacks down 1. Little floater on the run, misses. Rebound tapped about. Hunter's got it. Billy Richmond was tipping it straight up in the air, and Hunter pilfers it away. Juan throws the pass through the hands of the big fella Flory. Up the floor, Arkansas. Right-hand layup misses for Richmond. It hung up on the rim but wouldn't go down. KU's got it. Harris inside Flory. A drop step, a jumper that misses. Rebound Hogs. Here come the Razorbacks down the heart of the floor. Knox plows into Shaq, and that's a charge. A charge inside on Knox. Shaquille Moore, welcome back to KU.
Yeah, Shaq paying dividends right there. A smart play, just got in front, got out of the restricted area, planted his feet, and a time when Arkansas could have taken the lead back. Big-time play by Shaq Moore in a frenzied last couple trips down the floor.
That was a 6 foot 6 inches tall, 225-pound train barreling down the tracks, and 6'1", 190 Shaquille Moore put his heels outside the restricted area, crossed both arms over his chest, and what do they tell you on planes? Brace for contact. He braced, and he drew that charge.
Yeah, and it's something that doesn't get called a whole lot anymore. The emphasis has been given the advantage to the offense, so you got to really be set in time, and Shaq was on that one. Turnover, Arkansas. Unleash your smile power with Delta Dental of Kansas. Learn more about individual and family plans at deltadentalks.com.
And the KU Bookstore is the official KU campus store since 1946. We are courtside at Amica Mutual Pavilion, capacity 11,648, and they've filled in. I think there are a lot of locals, only a smaller contingent of Kansas and Arkansas fans, but they have packed it to the gills now. And of course, the nightcap is St. John's versus Omaha, so some of those fans filtering in as well. Jayhawks lead by 1, 7:30 to go in the first half on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, this is Coach Bill Self. We're used to talking about all things basketball, but right now I want you to hear these 4 important words about the growing crisis of drug overdose. 1 pill can kill. Kansans are dying every week from drugs laced with deadly fentanyl. Please educate your loved ones to steer clear of street drugs, never buy pills online without a prescription, and always use a reputable pharmacy. Just 1 pill can kill.
At the University of Kansas, we take inspiration from our home state. All that blue sky, all those boundless horizons give KU researchers room to tackle big challenges, like restoring native ecosystems, creating powerful new cancer treatments, preventing cyber attacks, working toward a cure for Alzheimer's disease, and developing energy-efficient technologies for Kansas and beyond.
Everyone stop what you're doing and listen up. Wendy's always crafts their hamburgers with fresh beef. That's just burger basics, people. The result? Hot and juicy hamburgers made fresh for you, not waiting for you. It's just like they say, the perfect hamburger waits for no one. 'Cause freshness doesn't do waiting. When it's made fresh just for you, gotta be Wendy's.
Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada. Not available in Hawaii.
Hi, this is Eric Chenoweth, and you're listening to Kansas Jayhawk Basketball on the Jayhawk Sports Network. Rock Chalk.
Kansas has won 37 of its last 39 round of 64 games, or first round games. For a while there, we were calling the first 4 the first round, but you get what I'm saying. Right now, leading by a single point over Arkansas, 26-25. 7:30 to go here in the first half. Kansas has its starters on the floor except for AJ in place of Ryland, who opened 0 for 3. Zeke, a lob to Hunt, deep catch with one hand, turns into a double team, and he's fouled. And now can Kansas hit some free throws where they've opened 2 of 4 to start the game.
Yeah, seen that play 1,000 times, clear out the right side, get everybody overloaded on the left, and a beautiful delivery over the top by Zeke Mayo. Now Hunter will have a couple to extend this Kansas lead.
Dickinson's been a good free throw shooter in his Kansas career, 75% this year. This one is good. Rattled around and tried to pop out, but falls through. Dickinson now in double figures yet again for the recently announced third-team All-American, his third All-American distinction. He hits them both, and the KU lead stretched out to 3, matching their biggest, 28-25 with 7:15 to go in the first half. Wagner up the floor, the former 5-star at Kentucky, off to Davis for 3. Good. Over the top of Mayo, a pure swish, and this game is tied at 28-all. KU down the right sideline with KJ Adams. Hunter handing off to A.J. Storr. He picks up his dribble, shot fakes, and plays it right side to Adams. Now inside Hunt. Back it down on Adu. Left-hand jump hook misses. Rebound Arkansas inside with Knox. Here come the Razorbacks. Knox wildly up the floor, misses on the run, but a foul is called on Kansas. And Carter Knox, the freshman out of Tampa, going to get a couple of free throws here to put Arkansas back in front.
Wow, quick whistle that time. I did not see that one. Bill Self having a conversation, but Kansas goes up by 3, then gives up the 3 by Davis. Got a wide open look early in a possession, and Hunter on the other end with a really good look. Probably his easiest of the night, just missed it.
First free throw good for Knox, who averaged 8 a game, including 21 starts in his freshman campaign. 29-28 Arkansas. The Hogs have opened the game 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Kansas 4 of 6. Both free throws good. 2-point Razorback lead. 6:40 to go here in the first half. Harris to walk it up the floor with his blue Adidas sneakers, white jersey. Gets a screen from Hunt across the timeline. Now Dickinson at the top, hands off to Zeke. He shoots a 3 off the catch. He buried it. Zeke Mayo again. March Mayo continues his tear.
That was kind of off a 1 foot, little unbalanced look that time, and man, he's got it rolling.
Kansas in front by 1. Arkansas inside, fumbled away. KJ's got the steal. Richmond lost it going up, and KJ turned around and found it. AJ fakes on a 3, and then a reach-in is going to be called on Billy Richmond. A foul on the Hogs that could be their 7th. It will indeed. So a precarious front end coming up here for AJ Storr, who in theory, Greg, is a good free throw shooter. He just hasn't shot nearly as many this year. He's 66% at Kansas after being north of 80% at Wisconsin. 81% to be exact. On the season, this will be his 42nd attempt. It's good. A pure swish, and KU goes up 2.
Yeah, playing with a level of confidence we haven't seen all year. We saw it against Central Florida when he was great, and then had a game against Arizona where he just never got it going. But, man, we'll take it right now.
He's attempted 113 fewer free throws this year in a much different role for the former second-team All-Big Ten star. Second free throw rattles around and falls through. He hits the pair, and KU goes up 3, 33-30.
With Kansas shooting the ball so well beyond the arc, Arkansas is going to probably have to change a little bit the way they guard, and that'll open up lanes for others.
Great to see Mayo continue his hot shooting of late. They pass ahead. Adu switches hands, misses with the left hand, and dunks in his own miss. He has dominated on that end of the floor. Adu's got 12, and he looks like the best big on the court right now. Here's Hunt. He might take offense to that. Inside KJ, turns, shoots. Got it with contact. He thought he was fouled. KU goes back up 3.
A strong base that time by KJ. Went up, knocked down the little 3-footer. Now AJ got a difficult assignment on Wagner.
35-32 Kansas. Wagner weaving across the paint area, kicks it out to John L. Davis. They call him Nelly. Nelly driving around Zeke, pulls up in the mid-range. Swish. He is oh so clutch. You saw it 2 years ago en route to the Final Four. He's got the Hogs back within 1. He was so impressive on that Florida Atlantic run. A lob inside to KJ. Backing his way down on Knox. Spins, goes up. He's fouled. Missed the shot, but 2 more free throws coming as KJ had an aggressive spin move on the right block.
Yeah, Kansas playing the matchups. Clear to side out again. Big to big pass. Hunter down to KJ, and he'll go back to the line. On the other end, these Arkansas guards are just smooth with the ball. In mid-range, beyond the arc, we just have to do a better job staying in front. But they're so gifted offensively. They're going to get theirs. We just got to keep up the pace on the offensive end.
First free throw rattles in for KJ Adams, who's now 2 of 3 from the stripe. Give him 6 points total, and KU's lead is 2. Hawks have trailed by as many as 7. They've led by as many as 3.
There's that substitution pattern at the 4:55 mark. Mark that down. Hunter Dickinson goes to the bench. Got some good minutes from Flory. Got on the glass, had the dunk. When DeJuan Harris was out, Diggy didn't scratch point-wise, but did some good things. So the bench is definitely proving their worth right now as KJ knocks down both free throws to give Kansas back that 3-point lead.
You'd love to see that. Kansas now 8 of 10 from the stripe. They open 2 of 4, but 6 for their last 6, and it's a 3-point KU lead. 4:45 to play here in the first half. Wagner dribbling out front. Goes off to Richmond, standing on the March Madness logo at center court. Push pass finds Adu. Davis for 3. Misses short. Long rebound. Davis got it. AJ wasn't looking. They kick it out to the Razorbacks. Flan through the paint. Runner. Good. Boogie Flan with those explosive quicks. Gets the deuce to fall. A 1-point KU lead.
Yeah, just a little lapse that time.
Inside, Flory pivots around, goes up and misses wildly. Oh, Flory. An air ball as he tried to jump from the left side, reach around the right side, and he shot it over everything. Here's a bad pass by Arkansas, but they come up with the carom. Davis dribbling out on the wing, flings back to Wagner. KU clinging to a 1-point lead. Wagner crossing over, driving on KJ, muscles up, and scores.
What a move by Wagner. Can't defend that any better. That's just the next level move by Wagner.
1-point lead. AJ for 3. Got it! AJ Storr again. Who is this man in the number 2 jersey? AJ, we want some more. Storr coming up big.
How about that answer? AJ Storr playing with an unbelievable level of confidence right now. His second 3 of the night.
He had 19 versus UCF, Greg, and then a goose egg versus Arizona. This is the UCF version. Here's a jump hook again by Adu, who then tells Flory he's too small as he ties up the game at 40 apiece. Adu has been dominant as he's now got 14 first-half points. Mayo dribbling right of the lane, has it taken away. Gotta be stronger, Zeke. Here comes Flan all the way inside, and he's blocked hard and out of bounds. Crowd thought it was a foul on AJ, but he comes soaring in to deny Boogie at the rim, and AJ Storr with the defensive play of the early tournament just takes 2 points off the board for Arkansas.
Wow, shocked that wasn't called a foul, but it was clean up top. And then he kind of stared him down. I thought when he blew the whistle there was going to be a technical, but Kansas with an unbelievable defensive play by A.J. Storr will get the ball in a tie ball game. We're at the under 4.
And hey, who knows if Kansas lives past tonight, but if they get this version of A.J. consistently, they use a different team.
Monumentally different. I mean, he's been the offensive spark that we needed off the bench, and then shows what he can do defensively.
40 all is the score. It'll be KU ball when we come back. 2:54 to go here in the first half of play. We just got to look at the replay of the block, and wow, that is impressive stuff by A.J. Storr.
Yeah, again, he kind of stared him down, which is a big no-no, but he got away quick enough and energized this Kansas crowd. Those are the type of plays in tight games that can push you over the edge.
Bud Light is a proud sponsor of Kansas Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Jayhawks all knotted up with Arkansas. 2:54 to play in the half on the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver.
and I dedicate a lot of my time going fast. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with an SPF of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
What a ball game we're enjoying here early. If you happen to catch any of the previous game on this floor, it was a furious comeback by Clemson in a really low-scoring affair for the bulk of that game. This game, just the opposite. We're already at 80 combined points with still 3 minutes to go in the half. Fireworks on both ends. And you like Kansas right now, +4 on the boards, Greg, including on the offensive end.
Yeah, 16 misses by Kansas, and we've gotten 7 of them back, which is a great number. Got to keep up.
Here's a lob, too tall for Flory. It's a turnover on Kansas.
It just wasn't there. Sometimes you kind of get excited because it's Flory and maybe a crazy dunk, but it just wasn't there, and the pass was too high.
KJ on the pass. It's KU's 5th turnover. Arkansas with the ball, trying to break a 40-40 tie. Wagner dribbling between the circles, throws off to Boogie Flan.
And they're going to go right
left
back.
Left side, Davis, three-pointer launched and hit over the top of AJ, who got screened off on the play. Davis, hearkening back to his 2023 Final Four run days, he is heating up, Greg. He has been quite a force here early. 3-point Arkansas lead. Does KU have an answer on their end? Screen comes for Zeke. Kicks it out. In the corner, AJ, another three. This one misses. Rebound, KJ Adams. Brings it down, shoots it up. Rejected. Rejected by Adu. And Arkansas with the ball.
Yeah, he was a secondary defender, and KJ was trying to draw a foul. It's going to be a tough guard for Adu underneath.
Jump hook misses from Adu. Rebound Bidunga. Dickinson will check in at the next dead ball. 1:45 to go in the half. Zeke out front. Hooks a pass to Harris. DeJuan's been quiet tonight. Out to Zeke. Fakes on a three. He'll drive. Goes up wildly. Misses, but he's fouled.
Smart right there. Just body seeking. He'll go to the line for a couple. Arkansas is taking away the three from Zeke, so he puts it on the ground. Draws the foul, and a really good free throw shooter will go to the line for 2. That's the 9th team foul on Arkansas.
Mayo has been perfect from the field, 4 for 4, including 3 threes. These will be his first free throws. He'll get a pair with KU down 3.
After this free throw, get DeJuan Harris out of the game. With those 2 fouls early in the half, he was able to put him back in and steal some minutes from DeJuan. Diggy will finish out the half.
Free throw good for Mayo, who remains perfect. And that free throw snaps a 2-minute and 8-second drought for Kansas. They're down 2 with 1:34 to go in the half. One more free throw coming. Arkansas would have the ball to start the second half. 90 seconds still to go in this half, and both free throws good from Mayo. 1-point Razorback lead as the Hogs bring it up the floor for the final minute and a half of the half.
Yeah, I got to watch the matchup here. A.J. Storr on Davis.
KU switching as Diggy picks up Boogie Flan. Diggy on Boogie. How about that? Inside, Adu muscles up over Hunt and rattles it in. KU does not have an answer for Jonas Adu. He's got 16 in the half. Wow. And a travel on Dickinson, try to hand it off to Storr. Momentum swinging to the Hogs with 1:09 to go before halftime. 45-42 Arkansas.
Yeah, Arkansas, Kansas with only 14 fouls, have a couple to give, can play aggressive right now. They've got to be careful. They're going to go right back to Adu and some kind of duck in the paint because he's dominated the paint.
45-42 Razorbacks. Flan has it on the right side. Diggy guarding him. They kick out to John L. Davis with 15 on the shot clock. It'll stop and go. Nearly traveled. Kicks it back to Wagner with 10 to shoot. Puts up a floater. Buried it. Hogs back up 5. Precious seconds dripping off the clock here. Kansas will milk it down before they play it in.
Yeah, Bill was trying to get Diggy to hold the ball so he get the last shot, but he threw it in too quick.
It took so much time he can't get a 2 for 1. Instead, Arkansas will have at least 10 seconds on their final possession. Coit, right side, A.J. leans in, floats, fires. He hit it. 2 more for A.J. KU down 3. The final 20 seconds of the half will feature Arkansas with the ball. 47-44 Hogs. Wagner dribbling between the rings. Dribbles it right side. Here's a lob. Broken up. Oh, and a hard fall by Billy Richmond, who had his feet cut out from underneath him, and he landed squarely on his upper back area.
It's going to not be a shooting foul because he did not have possession, but man, did he fall hard. Kansas did have a foul to give. That's now 5, so Arkansas will have it under their own basket with 5.1 on the clock. Bill's going to get Flory Badunga and Shaq Moore in the game for defense right now. John Calipari is going to use his use it or lose it.
Richmond walking around like an old man right now, trying to shake that thing off, and it's hard to know if his back or his shoulder hurts more, but he's...
Well, we heard it. It was a thud. Young kid, tough it out, but man.
They're calling the Hogs right now is the Arkansas cheer section. Kansas, meanwhile, searching for some answers as the Hogs have hit 6 of their last 8 shots down the stretch. And right now the officials go to the replay monitor, take a look at the time, and
just to make sure that there was no flagrant, hopefully Kansas was just wrong place, wrong time.
This play under review is brought to you by the University of Kansas Health System, the official healthcare provider of Kansas athletics, together with LMH Health. 7th-seeded Kansas playing in its 51st NCAA tournament, trailing 10th-seeded Arkansas by 3.
I just saw the replay, and it sure didn't look like much. KJ went up to challenge and just body contact mid-flight.
So the foul should be a common foul on KJ Adams, who will come out. And it's going to be Badunga, Dickinson, Mayo, Moore, and Coit, your 5 on the floor for the final 5.1 seconds. And Arkansas will play it in with Wagner underneath the basket. Shaquille Moore guarding the entry pass.
With 5.1, got plenty of time to make a pass, take a couple dribbles.
Try to get a lob. It's all sealed up, so they get it out to Adu, and then a foul on Dickinson. Again, Kansas had 1 to give. Hunter had yet to foul, so that takes away whatever play they try to draw up there. It took about 2.3 seconds off the clock. Now Raquise Passmore comes in. A little more length and athleticism for Kansas. Passmore played in just 22 games in the regular season, but he gives you more length to contest a 3 as he comes in for Coit. Just be careful not to foul on a 3, Mr. Passmore. We all remember the road trip to Houston. As close of a call as that was. Flan will try a 3 over Moore. It's an air ball, and halftime is here. Well contested by KU.
Yeah, and handled that last minute pretty well. Would have liked to seen Kansas get the last shot, but you got A.J. Storr getting the bucket. You had 2 fouls to give. You took them, and you didn't give up any points and kept the deficit at 3.
You got to be thrilled with what Kansas has gotten from Zeke Mayo and A.J. Storr. You got to be terribly concerned with what Adu is doing in the post. Hunter's been good on his end, but Kansas has not had an answer for the former Tennessee Volunteer, Jonas Adu, who we did not see in October. 8 of 13, 16 points. He has been far and away the number 1 Hog offensively.
Yeah, I got to talk about that one at halftime, figure out how you're going to do it. What you got to do, I guess, is double team, and that just allows Wagner and Davis and Flan open looks for 3s and open lanes to the basket. So got to be careful the way you double team, if you do it at all.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Jayhawk Basketball. Well, NCAA tournament time means 20-minute halves instead of 20-minute half times, I should say, instead of 15-minute half times. So some extended analysis from Greg Gurley when we come back on the Jayhawk Player of the Half. He got several good candidates. I know you'll be inclined to give it to AJ because he was the surprise, but Zeke hasn't missed a shot. 14 points, 4 for 4, rather 13 points on 4 for 4 shooting, 3 for 3 from 3. He does have the 2 turnovers, but might have to have some co-players of the half the way Kansas has it rolling with Mayo and Storr. Jayhawks trailing by 3 at the break, 47-44 on the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
We all make plans for the future, but car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. To get started, find an agent at shelterinsurance.com. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
It's Truck Month with the Ford crew.
Sam, do you know what these trucks have in common?
They're all Ford trucks.
And
they're built Ford tough?
Also true, but specifically they're Ford F-Series trucks, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years.
48 years? We should celebrate a month-long event.
Sam.
A truckload of value.
Sam.
Across the entire lineup of Ford trucks.
Sam.
That's called Truck Month already, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I knew it.
Based on 1977 to 2024 CY Industry reported total sales.
Hello, Kansas. Looks like we're in for another heat wave this season with a forecasted high of up to $300,000. That's right. The Kansas Lottery is bringing the heat with the Hot Sevens family of tickets rolling across our state. You could instantly win up to $300,000. Plus, there's even a chance at up to $20,000 in the second chance drawing through Play On. Talk about a scorcher. Don't forget your oven mitts when you head out today. See kslottery.com for details.
Hi, this is Coach Bill Self. We're used to talking about all things basketball, but right now I want you to hear these 4 important words about the growing crisis of drug overdose. 1 pill can kill. Kansans are dying every week from drugs laced with deadly fentanyl. Please educate your loved ones to steer clear of street drugs, never buy pills online without a prescription, and always use a reputable pharmacy. Just 1 pill can kill.
Looking to elevate your next event? Introducing Uplift Coffee's new catering services. Perfect for company events, family get-togethers, or whatever event you're planning. Treat your guests to your choice of specialty coffee and non-coffee drinks, delicious food options, and in-house pastries straight from our own bakery. Pickup and delivery options available. Visit upliftcoffeeshop.com to place your catering order today.
20 minutes of Jayhawk basketball are in the books. Welcome to the Halftime Show on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield. The Halftime Show is brought to you by the University of Kansas Health System, the official healthcare provider of Kansas Athletics, together with LMH Health, and by the Kansas Lottery. Download the Play On app and dream bigger. The Halftime Show begins now.
Welcome back to Providence, Rhode Island, as the Jayhawks trail the Arkansas Razorbacks 47-44. Take a look at some of the numbers. The Jayhawks doing a great job on the glass, out rebounding Arkansas 19-14, and 8 of those 19 rebounds on the offensive end. So Hunter and Flory doing a good job on the offensive glass. Got to the free throw line like we talk about all year and have done well. 10 out of 12 from the free throw line. Made 6 threes to Arkansas's 4. But you look at the player of the first half, or players, I think I might choose a couple because our guard play was great. Zeke Mayo, 4 of 4, 3 of 3 beyond the arc for 13 points. And how about A.J. Storr? 3 of 4 from the field, made a couple three-pointers and had 11 points, made a big bucket with under a minute to go. And you look at A.J. and Zeke combined, a 7 of 8 from the field, 24 points. So that's going to be my players of the first half. But got to figure out how we're going to defend Adu on the other end. When you look at, he's 8 of 13, playing 19 minutes, has 16 points. John L. Davis got it going, and DJ Wagner, like we talked about, he played the full 20 minutes, 5 of 7 from the field, 12 points, and they've just been really good at turning the corner, getting to the rim, hitting their open shots, and a high-scoring half, 47-44. Got to do a better job on the defensive end if we want to advance. Your score at the half, Arkansas 47, Kansas 44. We'll be right back on the halftime show with a recap and highlights from the first half. You're listening to Jayhawk Basketball on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
How's business?
Good. Are you up to speed with the new beneficial ownership reporting requirements?
Sort of. What's it about?
It's a new initiative to help fight crimes like money laundering, fraud, and drug trafficking. A lot of small businesses like ours just have to report some basic info to the federal government about the real people behind them.
Reporting your company's beneficial ownership information is quick, secure, and free. And it helps protect U.S. national security. Learn more at fincen.gov/BOI.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog, and I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Another teenager, victim to fake pills bought from social media. This doesn't seem like a drug deal, but it definitely is. Should buying prescription pills be that easy? Many fake pills contain fentanyl, and an amount small enough to fit on the tip of a pencil can be lethal. So listen, before buying pills from social media, think again. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org and go for real. Brought to you by USPTO and the National Crime Prevention Council.
Yes! I finally got my first phone!
It is exciting. Let's learn a few things about online safety first.
We can secure our world. Online security depends on you and me. Install updates, make better passwords. Think before you click, use multiple factors. That's how we can secure our world.
Learn more at CISA.gov/secure our world.
Welcome back courtside here in Providence, Rhode Island. Kansas trailing 47-44 at the break. Jayhawks trailed by as many as 7 early, built up a 3-point lead on a couple of occasions. Then we saw Arkansas go up by 5 in the final 90 seconds. Kansas able to close the half down just 3. Hogs will have the first offensive possession of the second half, leading at 47-44 in a high-flying, action-packed, frenetically paced first half with some electrifying plays on both ends of the floor. As impressive as all those numbers were that Greg just gave you on Zeke and AJ and Hunt, he also had some defensive plays like the charge that Shaquille Moore was able to draw and the rejection at the rim by AJ Storr, one of the most athletic recovery plays in transition defensive mode we've seen in quite some time. So a half full of highlights. Let's bring you some right now as we bring you our Bud Light first half recap. Bud Light is a proud sponsor of Kansas Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Hunter Dickinson was the only offense KU had for the first 4 minutes of this game. He hit this three-pointer early to give the Jayhawks their first lead. Dickinson for 3. It's good. Hunter Dickinson on a 3-point heater of late. 3 more for the big fella. Dickinson with 8 threes in his last 3.5 ball games. He would also have an early deuce for Kansas as well. It took until the 15:45 mark to get somebody other than Dickinson to score. And the Jayhawks at one point found themselves down by 7, but started to claw their way back in it, including this bucket inside to pull them within 5. Zeke Mayo struggling to get around John L. Davis to get it across the timeline. Passes off to Harris right side. Ahead to KJ. Little shot put floater is good. And mark it down at the 15:37 mark. Finally a Jayhawk other than Dickinson scores. KJ Adams with that bucket right there. Then Zeke Mayo would really get hot, ripping off 3 big highlight plays in a row, a couple of which were trifectas. Let's hear this 3-highlight sequence from March Mayo. Zeke, he'll try a 3. This one's good. Zeke Mayo reins it in from the wing. Stay hot, Mr. Mayo. Taken away by Diggy. Up the floor, Zeke to the cup. Left-hand layup, good. He crashes into the Arkansas cheerleaders, but Mayo with 5 straight, and this game is tied. Instead, passes inside to KJ. He dribbles inside the paint, kicks to Zeke. A deep, deep three is good. Zeke Mayo from way downtown. He shot that from Providence College. That made it 19-16. Kansas in front. Arkansas had gone into a bit of a funk, and March Mayo clawed Kansas back in front. But then a quick three by the Hogs tied it up at 19-all. And Kansas went inside to the big freshman, who tried to go up with two hands on this alley-oop finish. His right hand was knocked away, but he powered through with the southpaw. Bidunga hands off now to Store. Drives through the paint, dumps down to Flory. Left hand jammer over the top of Ivicius. He throws it home, and KU goes up two.
And he got it.
That made it 21-19 Kansas. Hogs would quickly tie it up, and then A.J. Store started to have his star shine with a brilliant three ball to give Kansas a 24-21 lead. A.J. Store at the top, fakes on a three, gets it back from Hunt. Now he pulls. Now he hits. A.J. Store with the triple. That had Kansas up three, then back and forth we would go with teams trading buckets. Arkansas would take a 2-point lead at 30-28 before Zeke Mayo struck from downtown yet again, part of a perfect shooting first half. 4 for 4 from the field, including 3 for 3 from downtown. Now Dickinson at the top, hands off to Zeke. He shoots a three off the catch. He buried it. Zeke Mayo again. March Mayo continues his tear. It's been 3 consecutive games of 5+ threes for Zeke. If he hits 2 more in the second half, it would be 4 in a row. And our amazing media team went all the way back to 96-97. They couldn't find anybody in that stretch of time, essentially 30 years, that had 3 straight. Just imagine 4 straight. It's just been an unbelievable run of late for Zeke Mayo. Let's hope it continues in the second half. Our final first half highlight, A.J. Store. Amazingly, he stayed hot as well. He had 11 first half points on 3 of 4 shooting, including this second three-pointer. 1-point lead. AJ for 3. Got it! AJ Store again. Who is this man in the number 2 jersey? AJ, we want some more. Store coming up big. Man, he was big. And this is what we saw flashes of, a glimpse of this potential versus UCF in his finest scoring game as a Jayhawk with 19. That was back midweek in Kansas City at the Big 12 tournament on a Wednesday. He then went over the next night, and so bottling it up and sustaining it has been key, but maybe he's a different guy in the postseason. Maybe this is the guy they thought they'd have all year long. If so, it makes Kansas a much different team. And we didn't cut the defensive highlight for you, but that block he had in transition, maybe the defensive play of the year, because not only did he deny Arkansas at the rim, but he blocked it out of bounds off of the Hog, which gave the ball right back to Kansas. It was just a brilliant play. AJ having a whale of a ball game. More halftime coming up on the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
Do you have a reason to smile? If you have healthy teeth, you definitely do. And if you're covered by Delta Dental of Kansas, you have another reason to smile. Delta Dental of Kansas has many fabulous dental insurance coverage plans with a range of options to fit your life. You decide what you need. The whole process is so super easy. Plus, Delta Dental has the largest network of dentists in the entire nation. Yep, another reason to smile. Go to deltadentalks.com and click on Shop for Insurance to get started.
This is Kansas Insurance Commissioner Vicki Schmidt. Success on game day starts with doing your homework. Investing is no different. That's why you should visit smartinvestks.com, an investor empowerment initiative from the Kansas Insurance Department. Whether you are just coming off the bench or are a seasoned pro, smartinvestks.com is here to coach you on how to avoid investment fraud by chalking up the offensive and defensive X's and O's. Have a game plan before you invest. Visit smartinvestks.com. That's smartinvestks.com.
Smoking black, I want my baby back. The sauce is red, I want my family fed. Oh, what can I do? I slam my baby back, the big barbecue.
hickory smoked baby back ribs to mac and cheese, peach cobbler, all the great sides, check out Big's Barbecue in Lawrence on Iowa Street.
Everyone has a community, a neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. Community members can be your eyes and ears when you're not with your kids and alert you to signs of potential problems. Learn more at talktheyhearyou.samhsa.gov.
Kids ask their parents a lot of questions.
Why can't people fly?
Gravity.
Is the moon really made of cheese?
Yep, cream cheese.
When can I move into a big kid's car seat?
For some questions, parents may not have the answer, but that's okay. They can't know everything, but knowing the right seat for their age and size will help protect them in a car crash. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Where do babies come from?
Good luck, Dad. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Ugh! I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
47-44, Arkansas leads here at the half. Kansas shot 44% of the first half, had 6 turnovers. The Razorbacks shot 54%, thanks in large part to Adu's 8 of 13. They turned it over just 3 times, half as many as Kansas. The Hogs hit all 5 of their free throws. Kansas got there more than twice as many times as Arkansas did. And the Jayhawks 10 of 12 from the stripe. You'll take that, especially considering they opened 2 of 4 from the free throw line and then hit their final 8 free throws of the half. Both teams are back out on the floor warming up. When we come back, we'll have Greg Gurley's halftime chat with Chase Buford, who had the scouts on these Arkansas Razorbacks. That's next on the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I lack a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Providence, Rhode Island. Kansas trailing by 3 at the break after a highly entertaining first 20 minutes of college basketball. Wow. And not just with the 2 head coaches and the 2 schools, but I mean, that felt like Sweet 16, Elite 8 type stuff. We're spoiled. Most first-round matchups feature Kansas versus a 15 or a 16 seed, but my goodness, that was quite a treat. We were just entertained to over the course of those first 20 minutes. What did Chase Buford have to say about it? Our Greg Gurley just returned from the locker room. Here's his conversation with Coach Buford.
Here with Chase Buford, what a competitive half. Offensively, we're great. How do we shore up defensively and stop Adu?
Yeah, I think they have some guys that we can do a better job helping off of, especially in the pick and roll. You know, they've hit some tough shots. Adu hit a few floaters from 15 feet that at the end of the day you probably got to live with, but hopefully we can show a little more help in those pick and roll situations and then close out the shooters and guard them.
Other keys to a victory.
We got to win the first 4 minutes. All right, game's poised. It's right there for either team to take it. We got to be the aggressors the next 4 minutes.
All right, thanks, Chase.
Thanks, Greg.
Arkansas as a team averages 77 a game. They got 47 in the first half against Kansas. Got to lock down defensively, and as he said, seize control early here in the half. That'll have to start with a defensive stop as the Hogs will have the ball to start this second stanza. Arkansas attacking from right to left as we view the floor. Same 5 starters out there for Kansas and for both teams. Wagner dribbling between the rings, out to John L. Davis. They enter into Adu. Hunter holding his ground inside. Adu turns, fades, hit it again. Jonas Adu having a legacy game. He is 9 of 14, and the Arkansas lead extends to 5.
Yeah, they cleared the side out. No double team came, and he just made a really tough 12-foot shot.
DeJuan Harris just threw it away. Turnover on Kansas. Jayhawks down 5.
And not the start that Chase Buford just talked about. The first 4 minutes are crucial. Had 2 possessions. Arkansas scored. Kansas doesn't even get a shot.
Harris's extended career and legacy hangs in the balance these final 20 minutes. Got to find a way to step up against this elite Arkansas backcourt. John L. Davis dribbling in, kicks back out. Brazil shot fakes on a 3, drive to the free throw line, exits out to Knox. He steps through, running layup, good, and the foul. Arkansas goes up 7 with a free throw pending.
Yeah, they were so worried about Adu, and then Knox just got around the corner. KJ was in between helping or staying with his guy, and they get an and-one opportunity. So 55 seconds in, Arkansas is about to outscore Kansas 5-0.
If he hits the free throw, it would be their biggest lead. He missed it, so it matches their biggest lead. Back to that 7-point margin they had in the first half. That was Arkansas's first missed free throw of the ball game. 51-44 Arkansas. Adams at the free throw line. By the backdoor cut toward Harris, it was sealed off, so they kick it out instead.
They had the backdoor, just active hands by Arkansas.
Harris at the top, 7 to shoot. Push pass finds Hunt. Turns, shoots, misses. Crawled off the side iron. It bounced twice on the rim. Rebound Arkansas. Here come the Razorbacks leading by 7. Brazil head fakes on a 3, kicks back out to DJ Wagner. Boy, he was good in the first. He tries a 3 here. It misses short. Rebound Zeke Mayo of KU. You'd love to get Zeke a shot here. He's yet to miss. Hunt collects a pass at the top, hands off to DeJuan, drives through, goes up with the right hand, misses. Rebound tipped out and kept alive by KJ. It was Hunter Dickinson on the tip out. Now Griffin out to Zeke Mayo. KU down 7, 18 minutes to play. Hunter looks at the rim, looks at the shot clock, hands back to Griffin, out to Hunt. He wants a 3. Missed it strong. Rebound Razorbacks. Here come the Hogs, up by 7. Transition 3, buried. Timeout, Bill Self. A nightmarish start to open the half. The Razorbacks rein in a 3. They go up 10 on a 7-0 start to half number 2.
Yeah, not at all the start you wanted to have right there. They're getting anything they want on the offensive end, and Kansas laboring to get even open looks, been unsuccessful, and right away down by their biggest margin of the night.
54-44. Arkansas continues to scorch the nets at 56%. Kansas continues to turn it over and cough it up. They lead, now do the Razorbacks by 10, 54-44. LMH Health is your partner for lifelong health. Learn more at lmh.org.
Second half action is brought to you by Ameritrust Credit Union, the official financial well-being partner of Kansas Athletics. Proudly serving Jayhawk fans and the Lawrence community, federally insured by the NCAA.
54-44 Arkansas on the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports. sports, and we've got you covered. On SiriusXM College Sports Radio, there's complete coverage of every major conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of SiriusXM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 24.
This is Kansas Insurance Commissioner Vicki Schmidt. Success on game day starts with doing your homework. Investing is no different. That's why you should visit smartinvestks.com, an investor empowerment initiative from the Kansas Insurance Department. Whether you are just coming off the bench or are a seasoned pro, smartinvestks.com is here to coach you on how to avoid investment fraud by chalking up the offensive and defensive X's and O's. Have a game plan before you invest. Visit smartinvestks.com. That's smartinvestks.com.
You know what I love about spring? It's the season of change, and that means it's time for a closet refresh. Enter Kohl's. With the extra 15% off they have going on, I saved on the latest styles for my entire family, like a cute dress for myself, linen shorts for my husband, and spring jackets for my kids. Just add sunshine and we're set. All thanks to Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. 15% offer ends March 23rd. See store or kohls.com for details.
Hey Jayhawk fans, this is Elijah Johnson, and you're listening to Kansas Jayhawk basketball on the Jayhawk Sports Network.
Welcome back to Providence. Kansas finds itself in a familiar spot, down double digits. We've seen it far too often this season, but they've got the firepower to climb out of it, especially with the way Mayo and Storr have shot it tonight. Every possession is magnified, though, and the Hawks continue to cough it up. 7 turnovers. And right now, got to find some answers at the point guard position. DeJuan is minus 15 and plus minus thus far. Rylan Griffin takes a handoff from Harris. They kick it out to Mayo. Steps through, leans in, rejected out of bounds emphatically by Adu. That one hit a blonde in the Kansas cheering section. The first miss from Mayo.
Well, Zeke was just kind of probing through the lane and didn't go with the floater and kind of did the finger roll, and that was easy to block.
Kind of teed it up for him, didn't he? Harris on a step back, launches the three. It's an air ball. I don't know how much longer they can keep with it at this point as the rebound corralled in the corner there by Brazil. Kansas down 10.
Yeah, that's not the shot you need.
Brazil drives, blocked by Hunt, then a late whistle and a foul on Dickinson. He's going to give 2 free throws.
Yeah, Hunter went straight up, but then he swiped down at the end and caught him on the wrist, and that was the right call. If he would have just got his hands straight up, wouldn't have been called a foul.
So 2 free throws coming here for the former Missouri Tiger, Trevin Brazil, who averaged 6.5 a game in the regular season, but has been a big force of late. He rattles home the first to extend the lead to 11.
You know, the previous possession tried to get something for Zeke. He did the fade screen. They defended it well. Then he missed. There's a missed free throw by Brazil. They've missed a couple this half, but so far, 3 minutes in, Kansas hasn't scratched.
Harris at the point being hounded by Wagner. We talked about how their physicality and speed can cause havoc for the Kansas guards. It has recently. Rylan on a drive is bumped offline by Knox, and a foul's going to be called on Arkansas. The run now is stretched out here to 8-0. And the lead to 11 is their biggest. We'll see Richmond checking in here for the Razorbacks. Knox coming off. 55-44 Arkansas. Kansas with some real gut check time now. Still plenty of time left, but everything trending Arkansas's way. Dickinson throws left side. Zeke fakes on a 3, enters into KJ instead. Back to Zeke. Finds Rylan. He juggled on the catch. A wild pass is intercepted. Another Kansas turnover, and Rylan's coming out. A.J. Storr summoned from the KU bench. Brazil for 3. Misses. Rebound Mayo, and here comes KU. Harris up the floor. Around the baseline area. Kicks to Zeke. He dials up a 3 and delivers. Zeke Mayo from straight on. And Kansas has a pulse.
Had to have it. He drew the defense. DeJuan goes under the basket, and Zeke hits that trailer 3.
55-47 Arkansas. Halts the 8-0 run. Adu, a little floater, misses. Rebound Rylan Griffin of Kansas. He hit all of those in the first half, those mid-range floaters. That one came up a little bit short, contested by Hunt. Harris picks up his dribble. He's in trouble. Looking for Zeke and finds him on the logo. 15:50 to go. Zeke fakes on a three. Stumbles with the ball, knocks it out of bounds, and turns it over. A 9th Kansas turnover brings us to a timeout on the floor.
He had a lane to the basket, kind of hesitated. Arkansas got a hand on it and knocked it right off of Zeke's knee, but much needed bucket. Only 4 minutes in. Kansas only with 3 points, but still in it, only down 8.
55-47, Arkansas in front.
Listen up, Jayhawk fans. On game days, stop by Wendy's and buy one Baconator and get a second Baconator for just $1. And let's all cheer for Bacon Big Plays all season long. Wendy's, the official hamburger of Kansas Athletics.
Rough start to the half for KU, who is trailed now by as many as 11. Currently down 8, thanks to the Mayo 3. He's now 4 for 4 from beyond the arc, and the only miss today by Mayo was that rejection a couple of minutes ago on a finger roll attempt. Bill Self searching for answers. Kansas got to stop turning it over. Right now, 9 turnovers compared to just 3 for the Razorbacks. It's the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey Jayhawk fans, it's Coach Self. Here at Kansas Athletics, we know success isn't accomplished alone. It's all about the team. That's why we are proud to team up with Meritrust Credit Union, the official financial well-being partner of Kansas Athletics. Team Meritrust knows that every play matters and every moment leads to a winning game plan. They have the resources you need to save, spend, borrow, and plan along your financial journey. Stop by a Meritrust location today or visit meritrustcu.org. Together, it's a win. Rock Chalk.
They say tomorrow is always coming, but never arrives. It's always just beyond today. Not true when it comes to internet. Tomorrow's technology is already here. We'll need solutions that are even faster, smarter, and more secure. So let's go. Let's go to a place where Midco Internet connects you to all the possibilities of tomorrow. That's where we're going today. Midco. Let's go beyond.
Smoking black. I want my baby back. The sauce is red. I want my family bed. Oh, what can I do? I slam a baby back. The big barbecue.
From hickory smoked baby back ribs to mac and cheese, peach cobbler, all the great sides. Check out Big's Barbecue in Lawrence on Iowa Street.
.47, Arkansas leading our Jayhawks. Kansas so good in first-round games, but typically their first-round opponents don't have 3 or 4 future NBA players on the roster. This team does, and right now Arkansas taking it to Kansas, leading by 8 with the ball as we come out of the under-16 media timeout.
A couple misses by Arkansas. They could have really expanded this lead even more. Kansas doing a nice job on the glass, but got to continue to get stops, and the offense will come.
Brazil to play it in for Arkansas. Richmond's going to bring it up. DeJuan face guarding Wagner, keeping the ball from getting to him at least momentarily. Now they hand it off to him. Kansas in a man-to-man. Davis at the head of the circle, throws left side Richmond. He stumbles, passes backwards. Adu, jump hook, misses. 2 misses in a row by him. Hunter throws it away, though. A 10th turnover. Davis for 3, air ball. And then Arkansas flings it high in the air to save it. KU's got it. Harris up the floor to KJ. A 2-hand monster jam. He rocks that rim. And Coach Calipari wants to talk things over. Kansas suddenly down 6.
What a turn of events. The turnover by Hunter. They take an ill-advised shot, and that allowed for the transition opportunity. John Calipari not happy with the decision-making of John L. Davis.
Was it ill-advised, though? He was 3 of 4 from 3, and it's a scrambled play.
Yeah, but Kansas got out, got a hand up, missed everything, and that allowed for the other end. We're happy that he took it and missed it because got this crowd back into it, got a KJ. We had to duck his head out of the way so he didn't hit it on the rim, but he's so smart. He knows that if he gives it up, he'll get it back from his senior partner, DeJuan Harris. So a little 5-0 run by Kansas to get right back in it.
6 assists now for DeJuan. We talked about the rough start for Harris. He's 0 for 4, but finding ways to distribute and still make contributions is Harris, trying to make sure these aren't the final 15 minutes of his college career. A.J. Storr re-enters for KU. What a story he was in the first half. 11 points on 3 of 4 shooting, including 2 3-balls. Can he keep it coming? This March version of A.J. has been a different kind of beast. 19 points in the UCF game, 11 in the first half tonight. Much more of the player they thought they were getting when he was rated the number 2 transfer last spring. Arkansas with the ball coming out of the timeout, leading by 6. Richmond steps into a 3. It misses short. Long rebound, tracked down by the Hogs. And what's the call?
Stepped out of bounds.
Stepping out of bounds is Arkansas. They give it right back.
It's the second time a Kansas player been caught napping. KJ challenged the 3 and then started to leak out. Luckily, Richmond chased it down and stepped out of bounds.
Hawks down 6. They've trailed by as many as 11. Arkansas is 0 for their last 5, though, keeping the door open. KJ, little stop and go. Hands back to AJ. Back to Adams inside. Muscles up. Blocked. Not close.
He kind of lost it as he was going up. It was blocked, but he fumbled it. And the much taller Brazil.
Now Arkansas has it go through the hands of Billy Richmond and out of bounds. Another Razorback turnover. That is now 4 empty possessions in a row for the Razorbacks.
Yeah, Richmond's going to get a spot on the bench as Calipari gets Boogie Fland in the game. Arkansas keeping the door open, giving Kansas every opportunity.
55-49 Arkansas. Harris, little stop and go, leans in, forces up a bad brick. Rebound tipped about, loose ball scrum. KJ diving for it, and out of bounds off Kansas, they say. Another miss by Harris, who's 0 for 5, and that one was not close. KJ gave up his body to try to keep it alive, but they say a Jayhawk touched it last. It'll be Arkansas ball with a 6-point Razorback lead. Kansas trying to avenge a 2023 second-round loss to Arkansas in Des Moines. Brazil, head of the circle. Throws right side for John L. Davis. Zeke Mayo right there on the catch. Nelly Davis dribbles in, picks up his dribble, and flings backward to Boogie Fland, who played 12 first-half minutes. Davis, a 3, misses badly. Offensive rebound, though, by Brazil. Lays it up and in. Hogs go up 8.
They cleared out the entire lane. Hunter didn't get a body on him, and Brazil got an easy one.
57-49, Arkansas. Dickinson trying to back down on Adu. His pass tipped, nearly intercepted. KU collects it, though. Inside KJ, DeJuan. A floater is good. Maybe that'll get him going. DeJuan wide open, and KJ found him.
Yeah, KJ didn't want to challenge Brazil again. And DeJuan's right there, the lucky recipient from 10 feet.
Hopefully that gets the lid off for KU's veteran point guard. Hawks down 6. 13:05 to play. Davis for 3. Misses. Rebound Harris of Kansas. KU will push. 4 on 3. DeJuan to the cup. Right hand runner good. Here comes Wando. And KU down just 4.
Little thing to see it go through once. Now back-to-back buckets by DeJuan. 4-point game.
Forget about the first 5. Let's hit the next 5. Harris. Nice back-to-back buckets for DeJuan.
Second possession that Kansas has gone to a zone.
Fland fakes on a 3, trapped in the corner, throws out of it, tipped by Zeke, and it rolls out of bounds with 7 seconds on the shot clock for Arkansas.
Yeah, Bill Self going to the zone where we struggled man-to-man and got the miss on the previous possession. Now with 7 on the clock, they'll go back to man under their own basket.
57-53 Arkansas. Hogs get it in. Hand it off to Wagner. Drives around Harris. Little floater. In and out, no good. Offensive rebound, Brazil. Right back up and in. Too easy. Hogs go up 6.
Kansas did a good job on the offensive glass in the first half. Now Arkansas, a little dose of their own medicine.
59-53 Razorbacks. Harris on the left wing. Little stop and go. Goes all the way to the cup. They clear out, and he lays it in. Right-hand layup good. 6 straight points for Harris.
He just kind of fooled him. Thought he was going to dribble all the way through, and he just went right up on the left side.
59-55 Arkansas. 12 minutes to play. Harris poking at the ball of Wagner. Flings it left side, Flan. Brazil thought about a 3, out to Flan. He'll try one. It misses. Offensive rebound, Arkansas. Brazil kept it alive. Inside Adu. They pass it back to Davis. In the corner now, Wagner for 3. Misses. Rebound, Arkansas. What's the call? Falling out of bounds with the ball was a hog. Was he pushed by Dickinson?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a foul on Hunter Dickinson. More second and third chance opportunities. Hunter's still arguing, but I think that foul is going to be called on number 1.
Indeed, Dickinson will pick up his 3rd personal foul, and we get a timeout on the floor with 11:26 to go. Kansas down 4, but the Jayhawks have hit 5 of their last 7 shots, and Arkansas, of late, Greg, can't throw it in the ocean.
Yeah, they've really struggled, and the only thing that's keeping them out in front is the offensive glass. Couple of putbacks by Brazil, and then the foul by Hunter to give them another opportunity. So if Kansas can get on that defensive glass, can get right back in this and take a lead. Jayhawk fans, get to Rally House today and shop the latest KU gear, including exclusive styles featuring your Kansas athletes. Shop Rally House in-store and online today.
You love to see 3 consecutive buckets out of DeJuan Harris, who we hope might come in with a little bit of confidence after an ice line versus Arizona in KU's final Big 12 tournament game. He had a big bounce back after a quiet night versus UCF. Started rough tonight, but he's hit 3 in a row and helped his Jayhawks back to within 4. 59-55 Razorbacks. 11:26 to go on the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
I'm Tammy Peterman, president of the Kansas City Division of the University of Kansas Health System. We are proud the University of Kansas Hospital is still the best hospital in Kansas and Kansas City, according to U.S. News and World Report, the only hospital to ever receive this recognition. We are also the only hospital in the region to have any medical and surgical adult specialties ranked among the top 50 nationwide, with 6 nationally ranked specialties. Now and always, we are here for you. Learn more at kansashealthsystem.com/stillthebest.
Hey Jayhawk fans, it's Coach Self, introducing a fresh new way to save with your Dillon's points. Now you can choose between saving on fuel or saving on your next purchase with new Rewards Cash. You'll still earn points every time you shop at Dillon's. When you're ready to redeem your points, you can choose to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump or redeem your points to save on your next purchase. See the Dillon's website for more details. Your points, your choice. Dillon's, fresh for everyone.
Where are you going and how fast do you want to get there? Whatever you have planned for your future, Midco is here to help make it a reality with fiber internet. Plug into the Midco fiber network that is designed to deliver an ultra-fast, ultra-smooth, and ultra-reliable experience, giving you the freedom to work, stream, and download without the worry or the buffering. Go further, go faster, go beyond. Midco, let's go.
Hi, this is Dave Robish, and you're listening to Kansas Jayhawk basketball on the Jayhawk Sports Network.
11:26 to play. Kansas down 4. They've trailed this half by as many as 11. But behind a little 6-0 spurt from DeJuan Harris on the KU end of the floor, KU's clawed back to within 4. But the offensive rebounds by the Razorbacks have been a big story. 5 by Brazil himself. Former Missouri Tigers sticking it to the Jayhawks on the glass. Boogie Fland has it on the right side.
There's that zone again.
Kansas guarding the perimeter, 3-2 on the zone look. They pass inside of it. Brazil looked to throw it out of bounds, but they say last touched by a Hawk. 8 seconds on the shot clock for Arkansas.
Yeah, Bill Self, a man-to-man guy, 99.5% of the time, and he was forced this hand. He never doesn't practice it very often, but he's done a nice job. It's harder to rebound out of a zone, though.
Wagner off to 80. Long two-pointer. Good. A 19-footer falls. He'd missed 3 in a row from inside, but that one is good, and it's up to a 6-point Arkansas lead. Zeke Mayo collects a pass on the left wing, guarded tightly by Boogie Flan. Now Flory hands off to Juan. A lob broken up. Flory goes back to get it, though, and KU will keep. Nearly a turnover, but KU caught the deflection. Mayo dribbles in, enters in now to Hunt, turns, shoots, misses. Gotta hit that, and the rebound to Adu underneath.
Got a great look. He turned to his left shoulder on that right side and just rimmed it out. We've seen him make a very, very high percentage of those.
Dickinson just 4 of 11. Here's a drive by Brazil and a foul on Bidunga. 2 free throws coming for Brazil, who's 1 of 2 from the free throw line tonight and just 55% on the season. So at least they fouled the right guy. What's going on with Dickinson? He's now 4 of 12 as our stats refresh.
And the couple of those, 3 of those were really early. And so he's about 1 for his last 10.
First free throw rattles in for Brazil. Up to a 7-point Razorback lead. 1 more coming for the 55% foul shooter. Springfield, Missouri native. Averages 6 points and 5 boards. And here today, he's got 9 and 9. Staring down the barrel at a double-double. Misses the second. Rebound tipped about. KU nearly knocked it away from each other. The 1 Jayhawk corrals it in Bidunga. Hawks down 7 with 10:15 to play. Harris guarded by Wagner between the circles. Screen comes. DeJuan, left side of the lane, turns and kicks back to AJ. Storr pulls up from 12. Misses. Rebound tipped about. Arkansas's got it. Storr was so good in the first half. That was his first attempt of the second.
Yeah, and back-to-back opportunities that just rimmed out.
Brazil faked on a 3, kicks it out to Wagner, and Arkansas will kill some clock, leading 62-55. Richmond from 15 misses. Rebound Bidunga, who nearly traveled as Brazil flashed high on the defensive steal attempt, and Bidunga nearly turned it over. KU will keep. Harris out to Mayo, who's been quiet in the second half. Mayo looking to drive, gets inside, bumped offline, and he's fouled. Free throws coming for Zeke Mayo, who was aggressive, driving left baseline.
Yeah, he got the young fella up in the air, Boogie Flan, with the shot fake, and once he went airborne, Zeke knew he was going to get a couple free throws.
2 for 2 from the free throw line in the first half. 5 of 6 from the floor. His only miss was a block at the rim by Adu. Free throw here is good, a pure swish. So as far as he knows, every time it's left his hand, it's going to go in.
Yeah, and right now we just need to get more looks for Zeke Mayo. Been the most efficient guy, 5 of 6 from the field. Made all of his free throws and all of his threes.
That free throw snapped a scoring drought of 2.5 minutes for Kansas. Second free throw also pure. Both pure swishes. Kansas down 5 with 9:28 to play. Trying to overcome a double-digit deficit earlier this half. Wagner threw it away. Or was it tipped by a Jayhawk? Everybody was marching this in, and they overrule it and say a Kansas Jayhawk touched it last. Jeffrey Anderson says Arkansas ball.
Well, there wasn't much argument from DeJuan. Must have had.
Here's a tip by Harris and a steal. Harris up the floor. Right hand layup, good. That's the vintage version of DeJuan Harris.
Just a lazy pass by Wagner. DeJuan almost got the first one, but he got the second one. He walked.
And a travel indeed. Anderson all over that call as Carter Knox shuffled his feet. It's a turnover, and the high-stepping official, Jeffrey Anderson, high-steps his way to the other end.
Yeah, Knox got the ball. It took about 3 steps before he dribbled. Now, all of a sudden, Kansas can get within 1 or tie it up with a 3.
62-59. Harris has 8 straight points for Kansas after opening 0 for 5. Zeke, left side to DeJuan. They kick it out to Mayo. Fakes on a 3. Lobs to Flory. 2-hand jammer! He took that elevator to the top floor and throws it down.
That's all Zeke Mayo right there, drawing the defense that allowed Flory an open look. Great delivery and a great finish.
I mean, he went up to the penthouse to catch that ball. He climbed so high.
Yeah, Kansas sticking to this zone, really confusing this Arkansas Razorback team.
It has flummoxed the Arkansas offense. Brazil Brazil on a step back three. Misses. Rebound to the corner. Out of bounds. KU ball.
Who would have thunk it? Run a zone. He hadn't done it all year. We haven't been great defensively. We talked to Bill about it a lot. He goes, never practice it, never practice it. And here we go. It's brought us all the way back here at the 8:10 mark, an opportunity to take the lead.
I doubt Jim Boeheim was on the phone during that under 16-minute timeout, but something got Self to switch to his own. Kansas down one, 62-61. They nearly turn it over on a pass by Storr. Zeke drive, puts up a prayer, not answered. Rebound Arkansas, as he thought he was pushed that time, but no whistle. And the Kansas run halted a bit here. It's 6-0 over the last 90 seconds in favor of KU, who trails by one.
Yeah, it's just slowing the game down. Arkansas likes to play fast, and this zone just takes the air out of it.
Wagner, left side, Davis. Out to Wagner. He'll drive, gets all the way to the cup. Rejected by Bidunga. Look out below. He fires that fastball toward the Razorback cheer section. A rim denial by Flory.
Yeah, that middle is wide open, but Flory closed the gap, knocked it out of bounds, and when we come back, there'll be 6 on the shot clock for the Razorbacks.
7:31 to go. Arkansas clinging to a 1-point lead. The Razorbacks have been in a scoring drought of nearly 3 minutes, and in that time, Kansas has gone from down 7 to down just 1.
The unexpected happens every day. When it does, head to Kohl's and Kohl's.com for everything your family needs. Kohl's, where families come first.
Looking for a job? Have you considered one in the oil and natural gas industry? They're paying their highest wages in history. Find out more at kansasstrong.com. 7:31 to play. Can't say enough about DeJuan Harris's 8 straight points. It had been a pretty tough to watch first 25 minutes or so for Harris, but KJ found him wide open in the lane on that little turn and kickback, and ever since then, lid came off, confidence went up, and as I called, vintage Harris has returned.
Makes winning plays. I mean, he got a couple steals. He got one steal led to an alley-oop by KJ, then the last one where he's just playing the lane and being a pest like he's been for us for 5 years.
Kansas down 1 with 7:31 to go on the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
August was born 3 pounds, 9.8 ounces. When I first saw him, it was a whole range of emotions. There's stuff I still want to do. Being a young dad, it's not giving up. It's shifting. I look through his eyes. I can envision a whole future with him already. To throw the first football to him, give him ice cream for the first time. My life is now devoted to his life.
Through all of fatherhood's firsts, never stop being a dad. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
7:31 to go. Arkansas will play it in from behind the basket on the baseline with 6 seconds on the shot clock. Arkansas clinging to a 1-point lead. They lob it into John L. Davis. Gives loose of it to Richmond. There's a lob to Brazil and a two-hand jam. They beat Bill Self in his own game. Calipari draws up the baseline out of bounds. Slam dunk alley-oop.
And Flory got picked off. And he's benefited from that play 1,000 times.
KJ on a drive. Got it to go. A strong running right-hander falls. KU back down 1. 7:05 to play. Arkansas with the ball from right to left. Kansas now in a man-to-man. Brazil passes out to Richmond. Skips over the top in the corner to Davis. 6:50 to go. 1 point Razorback lead. Wagner, left side Richmond, 6 to shoot. To Davis, fakes on a 3. Brazil to Wagner for 3. Misses. Long rebound. KJ's got it. Slow it down, big fella. He does indeed. Didn't have numbers.
And might have had Flory streaking down the middle, but
I don't like my odds on either end of that one.
Thought better of that one. Now Kansas can take the lead.
64-63 Razorbacks. Harris hand fighting with Billy Richmond out front, looking to drive. Cut off on the baseline by Brazil. Curls, leans in, throws up a prayer that misses badly wide right. Rebound Brazil. It went all the way over the rim.
He got Brazil up in the air. Would have loved to have seen him jump into him, but took a wild shot. Had to do it under 4 on the clock.
6 minutes to play. Kansas down 1. Need another stop. Arkansas has really labored to score this half. Inside Adu. Tipped and taken away by Harris. One up the floor, all the way inside. Rejected, but picked up by AJ. AJ Storr cleans up the mess, and KU goes up 1.
Never gave up on it. AJ kept running. 2 Razorbacks chased him down, and AJ got it.
65-64 Kansas. Once down 11, the Hawks now lead with 5.5 to go. Richmond on a drive, plows into Harris, and a foul is called. Bill Self clinches both fists in frustration. He wanted that charge, but instead they put it on DeJuan. What will be his third?
Well, we talked so much about they give the advantage to the offensive player. It was a bang-bang play, but DeJuan gets a much-needed rest at the 5:26 mark in that third foul. So big minutes right here for Diggy Coit and AJ Storr.
You look at the foul situation, Greg. That's the 5th on Kansas, just 2 this half on Arkansas. So the Jayhawks a long ways away from free throw shooting with 5:26 to play. 1 point KU lead, Arkansas with the ball. Bill Self trying to beat Calipari yet again. They kick it out. Wagner driving inside, and a foul is called on Kansas on a jump stop step through by DJ Wagner. They put a foul on Diggy Coit.
And luckily that's on the floor. John Calipari, his whole staff is asking for the good free throw shooter to go to the line, but
yeah, Wagner shoots him at 81%. You don't want any part of that. If it's
no avail.
5:15 to go. Arkansas with a fresh 20 seconds, lobs it into Adu, gives it right back to Wagner. Zeke trying to guard him. It's a tough matchup for Zeke. Wagner enters in, knocks around KJ, misses wildly. Rebound Kansas. Hunter Dickinson with the board. He's got a near double-double, 11 and 9. KJ from 15, he hit it! He pumps his fist! He pounds his chest! KJ Adams again!
Does it on the defensive end, then hits the mid-ranger. Hawks by 3.
67-64. The Kansas seniors, Adams and Harris, have really stepped it up of late. They enter into Adu. Arkansas looking a little rattled of late. Adu a jump hook, misses. Rebound knocked out of bounds off of Arkansas. KJ at the heart of the play again. Forces Knox to knock it out.
The numbers caught up with Adu. Good defense by Hunter Dickinson. Forced a difficult shot by Adu. He's unable to convert. Now Kansas playing from out front, up 3 and the ball.
Arkansas is one of their last 7, a scoring drought of 3 minutes, Greg. Do you agree with me? They look a little bit shaken.
They really do. This zone has really thrown them for a loop.
Zeke Mayo brings it up the floor with Harris on the bench. KJ at the free throw line. Try to pass to Hunt. It's tipped and taken away. Oh, he threw it through traffic, and Arkansas got a hand up. Here come the Hogs, down by 3. 67-64 Kansas.
And it was there. If you just put a little air under it, Hunter would have had a layup.
Instead, he tried to rifle it. And Arkansas, with all that length, got the tip and the steal. Davis for the tie. Misses. Rebound boogie plan, but AJ rips it away. AJ Storr with the pilfer. KU with the ball and a 3-point lead. And a reach-in foul on Davis. And Calipari is hot. He punches his right fist in the air in the direction of the official that made the call. He thought it was a steal by John L. Davis, but Bart Lennox calls a foul on the Hogs.
Yeah, I was nervous. AJ was bringing it up. A bunch of Arkansas guys were running from behind. I was like, just pick it up and get it to Zeke or Diggy, and luckily the foul was called. Kansas will have it. Up 3.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Kansas basketball. We give all the credit in the world to the two long-tenured Kansas seniors. 10 years of combined service between the two of them. Harris and Adams, they have been monumental in this 12-2 run, and DeJuan is coming back in when we come back as he checks in during the media timeout. 3:46 to play. Kansas 67, Arkansas 64. One team will move on to the round of 32 when we return on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
Hello, Kansas. Looks like we're in for another heat wave this season with a forecasted high of up to $300,000. That's right. The Kansas Lottery is bringing the heat with the Hot Sevens family of tickets rolling across our state. You could instantly win up to $300,000. Plus, there's even a chance at up to $20,000 in the second chance drawing through Play On. Talk about a scorcher. Don't forget your oven mitts when you head out today. See kslottery.com for details.
Do you have a reason to smile? If you have healthy teeth, you definitely do. And if you're covered by Delta Dental of Kansas, you have another reason to smile. Delta Dental of Kansas has many fabulous dental insurance coverage plans with a range of options to fit your life. You decide what you need. The whole process is so super easy. Plus, Delta Dental has the largest network of dentists in the entire nation. Yep, another reason to smile. Go to deltadentalks.com and click on Shop for Insurance to get started.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is 2008 National Champion Darnell Jackson, and you're listening to Kansas Jayhawk basketball on the Jayhawk Sports Network. Rock Chalk.
We need some of that 2008 D-block magic to rub off on this Kansas team. What a roller coaster of emotions this game has been. Jayhawks trailed by as many as 7 in the first half. They were down 3 at the break. Trailed by as many as 11 earlier this half. Came all the way back to take this current 3-point lead. Kansas has never led by more than 3. They've got the ball right now with 3:46 to go. Harris plays it into Dickinson, who hands it right back. DeJuan dribbling right side. Out to A.J. Storr. He's looking to drive. A jump stock. Turns. Shoots. Misses wide right. And the rebound to Arkansas and Brazil.
As good as A.J.'s been, you don't need that one right there. Just an individual play.
Harris poking at the ball of Wagner. DeJuan's really stepped it up over the last 10 minutes. Brazil facing up on Dickinson, looks to drive, turns, shoots, misses, rebound KJ, who then stumbles to the ground. Boogie hits a 3, it misses, and KJ is injured. He may have rolled his ankle.
You know what? Oh God, he's grabbing his Achilles.
Oh, you hope it's not that.
Because no one hit him, and he just went to the ground. See if he can walk it off there. Man, he is gingerly standing. Going to have to get him out of the game, but luckily Boogie Flan missed the 3. Kansas will have it. They're going to send the guys to the bench, but oh boy.
He's going to be helped over by Zeke Mayo, not putting any weight on the left foot, and you pray that it's not an Achilles injury.
You know, he got the rebound and started to break out, and when he planted that left foot, he just went down. Everybody looked around like, did someone trip him and knock him down? And there really wasn't anything there. So hopefully just a cramp. Fori Badunga will check in the game. They're taking him right to the locker room.
What a gift that Boogie missed that 3. The ball fell right in his lap. It was uncontested. He launched and missed, and KU gets it back with now 3:10 to go. But KJ has been so vital over the last 3 or 4 minutes. Had the driving layup, had another big bucket in the mid-range, some huge rebounds on both ends. Thoughts and prayers with that young man. You pray it's not an Achilles.
And now some huge minutes for Flory Badunga, the biggest stage of them all. 3 minutes to go.
Oh, and Hunter threw it away. A live ball turnover to Fland up the floor. Right-hand layup, good. And Arkansas now down 1 on the 13th Kansas turnover. 4 now on Dickinson.
Wow, terrible time right there to have that turnover. And a live ball led him right into the bucket. Almost a foul on Zeke.
Arkansas had been 0 for their last 6. Harris gets through 2 defenders, a lob. Caught by Flory. Strip going up. Got to get stronger. Taken away by Adu, and Arkansas now with the ball down 1. What a turn of events after the Adams injury. Adu a lob, broken up by Badunga, and out of bounds off of Kansas.
On the alley-oop by DeJuan Flory's got to catch that and dunk it. Keeps coming down with it and then can't finish. So not at all how you wanted these last 2 possessions to go. Had the turnover into a live turnover into a bucket, and now Arkansas only down 1.
Elmarco and Zach Clements both went into the locker room to check on KJ, and they came out saying, we don't know. Adu throws backwards toward Wagner. They enter in, and a reach-in on A.J. Storr is going to be the 7th foul on Kansas, and a 1-and-1 coming up here for Arkansas to tie or possibly take the lead. Now Curtis Townsend is going back into the locker room to get more official word on KJ's injury.
Yeah, I think Marco and Zach were the ones that helped him to the locker room.
So Adu goes to the line where he's just a 60% foul shooter. This has been his night, but he's missed 3 in a row from the field. He swishes this one to tie the game at 67 all with 2:14 to go. One more coming for the former Tennessee Volunteer, who was first team All-SEC at Tennessee. Adu with 20 here tonight. He can give the Hogs the lead. He does. And it's a 4-0 Arkansas run ever since KJ went down with the injury. 2:10 to go. Kansas down 1. Harris to bring it up the floor. Wagner poking at the ball. Juan to Hunt. Backdoor cut. Zeke. Broken up. Lobs it right to a Razorback.
Hunt tried an impossible pass. The backdoor was about there, but at this stage in the game, you can't try that pass.
The turnover will go on Mayo, but it should be on Hunt. Davis for 3. Good! Arkansas on a 7-0 run, and Kansas has crumbled ever since Adams left the game. Nightmarish turn of events. Back-to-back Dickinson bad passes. Arkansas gets the lid off, and just like that, the Hogs go up 4, 71-67. And they're calling the Hogs right now as this game has flipped on a dime in the last minute 13.
You had the ball twice, up 3. You turn it over, allow Arkansas all the way back. Minute 43 to go. 2-possession game, but got to get one here. See what Bill Self dials up.
This easily the most frustrating game Dickinson has played since Utah. He's had a stretch of double-doubles in 7 of his last 8. The lone game, he didn't double-double. He had 9 boards. Today, 11 and 9, but 4 turnovers, and really that last one should have been on him. And 4 of 12 from the field, just not what we've seen of Hunt these last 3 weeks.
Yeah, on that last possession, they run a play where the release valve is a backdoor cut when they're challenging the pass, but you got to be 100% sure you can make the pass. They put Zeke in a bad spot with the turnover. You got to block all that out and understand you got to get a bucket here and get a stop on the other end.
71-67 Arkansas. Jeffrey Anderson tells the Arkansas bench to sit down. They're applying some light full court pressure here as Harris looks to get it in. Looking, finds Storr in the corner. Now they fall back into a man-to-man as he hands off to Harris. 3 seconds to get it across the timeline. He does, with Wagner hounding him the whole way. KU down 4, 1:30 to play. Zeke Mayo's been very quiet here in the second half. We'd love to see him heat back up. Here's AJ on a drive. It misses, but he's fouled. And free throws coming as they put this one inside on Adu.
Had a chance for an and one. Not a lot of contact, and AJ just rimmed it out. A couple of huge free throws here, as he will have two.
I continue to look toward the Kansas locker room for any sign of KJ Adams. And your heart is in your throat when you think through the possibilities of what that injury could be. Storr will shoot 2 free throws, the first of which is good. A.J. Storr now with 14 points, 3 of which in the second half. Ryland comes off. KU will have 2 bigs in Dickinson and Bidunga on the floor. Down 3 with 1 more free throw still pending. 1:23 to go here in regulation. 71-68 Arkansas. A.J. Storr from the stripe today is 4 of 5. He wipes his sweaty hands off on his white Kansas jersey. Spins with the left hand. Shoots. Got it. Clutch for A.J. Storr. KU down 2 with 1:23 to play. Gotta have a stop here as KU fans come to their feet.
Got to have a stop, and you got to make sure and box out. Staying with that zone. Harder to rebound out of a zone. Got to find the guy, get a body on him when that shot goes up.
Arkansas milking clock with Davis dribbling out front. Out to Boogie Fland. Shot clock reading 7 seconds. Left side Davis looking to drive. Stumbles to the ground. No foul call. It's a travel. Arkansas turns it over. Just their 10th turnover of the game. It comes with 57 seconds left. KU has the ball down 2.
There was a little contact, but he just went down. A lot of times throughout the year when you do go down, there's any kind of contact, they'll call it, but Burt Lennox did not. Now Kansas chance to tie this up or take the lead with a 3.
John Calipari barking up a storm.
And you want to get the shot up here in the next 15 seconds, so you got a 2 for 1.
Harris dribbling between his legs on a logo. Screen comes from A.J. Hooks a pass, turns it over. He telegraphed it in the direction of Hunter Dickinson. And DeJuan Harris has given it back to Arkansas with an immediate foul and free throws marching to the other end. Boy, you could read that book from the top row.
We ran that play against Colorado. Good scouting. You got a guy in the corner. Hunter just ducks in. But John L. Davis playing the corner 3 just helped a little bit, got the steal. Now a good free throw shooter will go to the line. It is a 1-and-1 as that's the 18th foul on Kansas.
Not just a good free throw shooter, their best free throw shooter at 84%. He rattles it in. Plenty of time left, 44.3 seconds to go, but 72-69 Arkansas now leads by 3 with 1 more free throw coming.
And if you're down by 4, you don't have to have a 3. Take what they give you. Plenty of time to stay in this.
Second free throw is good. 4-point Arkansas lead. KU with now 16 turnovers. That's a huge story in this one. Here comes Harris down the heart of the floor. Hands off to Mayo. Stumbles with the ball. He's on the deck. Calling for a timeout. Instead, it's a tie-up, and KU will keep it on the arrow.
That's okay, because they'll keep it. Bill was trying to get a timeout, but that would have been his last. So Kansas will keep it. You know, they didn't call it on the other end with his little contact. Zeke went down. Luckily, the alternate possession will keep it here with 33.3 on the clock.
Ryland Griffin returns for some 3-point shooting. Kansas trailing 73-69. Calipari with 2 timeouts remaining. Bill Self with just 1. Hawks down 4 with the ball. They get it into Harris. Wagner right there on the catch. Screen comes from Dickinson. DeJuan out to Hunt. He tries a 3. Missed it with a brick. Rebound Arkansas. Shot clock turned off. They foul Wagner. And the party's underway for Razorback fans with 21 seconds to go.
Got a pretty good look. Hunter's been good beyond the arc. Hasn't had a great game. Made shots early. At that point in the game, you got to take the shot and you just back rims it. 1-and-1 once again, but it's a good free throw shooting team and a good free throw shooter at the line in Wagner.
21.5 to play. Free throw good. Hogs up 5 ever since KJ left the game. What a swing in momentum. Kansas goes from up 3 with the ball to now down 5 or 6, depending on this last free throw from Wagner. It's good. 75-69, 21.5 to go. They roll it into Harris. He picks it up 75 feet from the bucket. They foul him immediately. Boy, you think back to Kansas down 2 with the ball. DeJuan trying to feed it into Dickinson. Intercepted, an immediate foul, and they've never had a chance since.
Yeah, and that's the 15th foul in Arkansas, so they'll let Kansas dribble a little bit. Foul just to take more time off the clock.
Get it into Harris. Try to hand off to Zeke. Got to get something up quickly. Zeke to Ryland for 3. Good! Kansas still has a fighting chance. They cut the deficit in half, 75-72, with 11.9 seconds to play and an immediate timeout, his last for Bill Self.
Really surprised that Calipari didn't foul there. They had one to give. They allowed a good shooter an open look. He made him pay. Now Kansas gets that timeout, can set their defense, try for a steal, and then you got a foul, and you try to get the ball to one of their safety valves. Don't want it to go to Wagner or Davis.
Calipari not fouling late in an NCAA tournament game?
Yeah, well, and who knows? Maybe he told his guys to foul just like he said he did in 08.
Right.
And they were unable to get it, but still got a pulse here with 12 on the clock.
Boy, you just can't say enough about the loss of KJ Adams and how that flipped this game. He still has not reemerged from the Kansas locker room. You're hoping it's not an Achilles. You're hoping it's just an ankle injury. But, boy, the longer he stays in there, the more you fear for that young man.
And the turnovers that have plagued us at times throughout the year on the games that we've lost, we haven't taken care of the ball, and they have reared their ugly head here in the final 5 minutes.
2 by Dickinson, 1 by Harris, 16 total turnovers.
Yeah, and it was a 3-point game. Kansas on top with the ball, and Hunter and Zeke just not on the same page, and that was the play that gave Arkansas life, and they go on a quick 7-0 run.
So Kansas down 3, out of timeouts. They've restored half a second to the clock, so 12 full seconds to play. If there is to be any miraculous comeback, you got to get a steal or some missed free throw.
Here they got Wagner and Davis stacked here at the top of the key. If Zeke and Ryland can deny to them their safety valve is Adu, who's low 60%.
Harris to guard the inbound play. Boogie Fland can run the baseline. He calls a timeout. His 5 seconds was nearing. Arkansas had 2 timeouts to burn. The freshman wisely takes one there.
And the other thing you can do, you can try to get the steal, but you can go, if Adu's making any kind of movement to set a screen, you can foul him before the ball is inbounded. It's not the NBA. And they would send, if you look at Wagner, Davis, or Fland, and Adu, you want Adu at the line.
Fland is 84%, Davis is 84%, and Wagner 81% on a team that shoots him collectively at 73%. It's interesting, whoever moves on from this one will face a St. John's team that's actually not good at shooting the basketball. Worst or second worst in three-pointers and free throws. But both these teams, much better shooting teams. Arkansas with the inside position to be that team that advances. Of course, St. John still has to beat Omaha in the nightcap later tonight. 75-72. 1 timeout remains for Arkansas, who leads by 3 and has the ball. The 3 by Ryland Griffin was his first make of the night for a guy that had just 2 points total in 2 games at Kansas City. But it's giving Kansas hope and a prayer here with 12 seconds to play.
Fland can run the baseline.
Looking. And he turns and takes another timeout, back-to-back, and now they're out of timeouts, and they might want to consider a different inbounding trigger man.
Well, we've seen this in our game a couple months ago against Houston where we failed to get it in. Houston took advantage with a scramble 3 to send it to multiple overtimes. So now, no timeouts on either team. They still can run the baseline, and that's been the interesting thing. Fland hasn't moved. He hasn't created an angle to get it to one of his guys. And if you're Kansas, you're fine with that. Stay stationary.
Dickie Coit is checking in for KU. In a scrambled play, should there be a tip and a steal, Coit would be a capable shooter to try to go for the tie.
And that's the best time to hit him in a scrambled situation, because although Calipari's telling his guys to foul, you got to be careful with that because they might foul a shooter.
Somebody tell Boogie Fland he can take another timeout. Is Chris Webber in the building?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Obviously a technical foul if you try to take a timeout when you have none left, and that's the case for both these coaches now. No timeouts on either side. 12 seconds to go. 75-72. Will it be another postseason victory for Arkansas over Kansas? We saw it in the Liberty Bowl on the gridiron. We saw it in 2023 in Des Moines in the round of 32. Could it happen again here in Providence, Rhode Island? Arkansas will play it in. Who's going to be the entry man?
Looks like Wagner's going to come get it.
Yep, they've taken Fland off the duty. So instead, DJ Wagner, the sophomore. Fland is so quick, he can get open instead. Ryland trying to guard him, pushing and shoving a bit before they even hand the ball to Wagner. Calipari's out at midcourt barking something in the direction of the officials.
Well, Fland initiated. Ryland didn't give up any space.
So Wagner will play it in. KU needs a miraculous steal here in the final 12 seconds and a three. Wagner looking, passes to Fland out of bounds. They enter in the corner to Davis. Trap comes and an immediate foul.
Yeah, smart play. And utilize the ability to throw the ball out of bounds to another guy, and that allowed Davis on that weak side to get open. Now, got to pray for a miss.
Two misses.
Twice.
Yep, that's the 10th team foul, so it's double bonus time. And a guy who shoots him at 84%, who here today is a perfect 2 for 2 moments ago, gets a pair here. One of the two would almost make it impossible. And first free throw's good.
Yeah, and with no timeouts, really, really difficult. We're going to see the
Kansas down 4 with 10.4 seconds remaining. One more coming for Nelly Davis. Davis with 17 tonight. He hits the pair. 77-72 Arkansas. KU gets it into Harris. Back to Mayo. 8 seconds to go. Mayo, a deep three. Misses with an air ball. And an immediate foul by Storr. And this will just run up the score from here. KU is going to lose in the first round for the first time since the early Bill Self era. And they will lose in the first weekend yet again. Something that's been a growing trend other than the national title year of 2022. They've been out in the first weekend every year starting in 2019.
Yeah, and twice by this Arkansas team. This Arkansas school had everything right in front of you. Got the lead, got the ball. The crowd's into it, and then turnovers just kind of ruled the day. Arkansas made shots down the stretch, and once again, Kansas unable to close the game and lose it going away.
Got to go back to the dreaded Bucknell and Bradley losses in 05 and 06, the last first-round exits for Self. Free throw falls, lead extended. KU lobs up the floor. It's knocked out of bounds with 1 second remaining. They'll stay with KU. 79-72. Arkansas is going to win this one. KU's season is going to be over. And you just hope that KJ Adams doesn't have a 12-month recovery on his hands. They lob it in. Zeke takes a three that misses. And the Razorbacks march on. Kansas defeated after the team deflated. Up 3. KJ goes out. And Kansas crumbles down the stretch following the Adams injury.
Yeah, KJ, unfortunate that his career is going to come to an end along with DeJuan Harris, Hunter Dickinson, and others. Valiant effort and just unable to close. And the Arkansas Razorbacks will advance. Big outputs by Zeke Mayo and A.J. Storr. DeJuan Harris, after a really difficult first 25